This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent, adaptive.
Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vickers. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas. What's wrong with me? I'm alright, nigga, but this 44 turn a Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is the easiest way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in over 30 states, including Georgia, Missouri, and Texas, just to name a few. So NBA Finals Week is here, so don't miss your final shot to use the extender on Underdog. Apply your token to your Game 1 picks and unlock bigger boosts each game this series. The longer it goes, the bigger the boost gets, so here's who we got for Game 1. Y'all can see it on the screen. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACECAM or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus funds with your first deposit. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mace and Cam.
Cam, what's up, man?
I like that color, man.
Oh,
It's
man,
nice,
it's your
man.
color.
Yeah, that's like one, like, that's mauve, what they call it. It's called mauve. That's a nice color, man. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You did a great job, man.
Oh, man, what about my interview?
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that,
Cameron
man.
Walters.
Yeah, I'm working on my journalism, man.
You asked the right question.
Oh, thank you, man. That means a lot, man. You know, I know we came up together, but you like my mentor a little bit. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, you did. You went to another level yesterday.
Pause, but thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that was
you,
a
man.
wild interview.
Yeah, hey, man, listen, what happened was, the reason I even conducted the interview, because he was on outlets like CNN and Nancy Grace and Fox News, and I'm like, these ain't the questions.
Yeah, what's the thing that the Muslims wear? What's that called?
Hijab, no disrespect.
Yeah, no disrespect.
Yeah. You ever seen them around the studio? It might have been.
That was crazy.
It might have been making sense, man.
Shit was from the neck down.
Yeah, man. You gotta trust your instincts, man.
I'm glad I trusted my instincts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, profit for real. Legit.
Yeah. No, but I got a really good question for you and all of the rappers that's from New York.
Yeah.
Do we stop wearing Yankee hats now? Is the Yankee hat hard?
That's a great question.
Niggas gotta stop wearing the Yankee hat. After your interview, I saw somebody walking down the street with the Yankee hat, and I was like, whoa.
That's a good point.
Yankee hat.
Yeah, man.
The navy blue and white might be over. I'm sorry.
Yo, that is a great point.
I'm sorry. The Yankee hat might be over.
Yeah, you might see Yankee hat and be like, no Diddy, what's up? That's a great point, man. I don't know if niggas ready to go to the Mets yet.
Yeah, man.
That's a great question, man.
We might have to cross over to the Mets. You might have to make it black and silver or something.
Yeah, man.
The Navy, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I don't know. We got to see. You know what? We might let us know in the comments. Let us know what we should do about the Yankee credit, man.
Yeah. And then, Cam, actually a quick question for you regarding the interview. Yeah. Was anything that he said, well, I mean, it was all pretty shocking, but like, did anything really stand out to you that you just didn't expect that he said?
Yeah. It's like, because you know what it is seriously, it's like Mace just said, well, not Mace said, but just in general, you hear things about these situations and it's speculation and it's rumors, but to have somebody confirm some of these things is like crazy. I think, to be totally honest with you, I said it was a lot, but not to be too graphic. I think the question PT asked, and his answer was the wildest one ever about where they asked him to release himself, because this isn't Talk with Flea. We'll keep it where when PT asked him, did he ever give you, did either one of them ever give you directions where to come at? And he said, yeah. And I was like, wow, how do you, listen, man, I can't be in a room and niggas telling me where to bust a nut at. Like, yo, like, yo, hey, yo, my man, you almost done, finished right? Like, yo, my nigga. So I think out of all the questions, if you haven't seen the interview, make sure you also go log into my other show, Talk with Flea. But I think Larry and PT also asked some great questions, but that was probably the most shocking one. Just that he had to, first of all, he wasn't allowed to leave without coming, pause. And he had to come in specific places.
That was crazy. And
That's what he had to do.
Him being from Harlem, there's no way he didn't know that was Diddy. That's what I was thinking as soon as I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, if you from New York, there's certain people you gotta know.
Why you say you know him from King? He went to King. Yo, he said we played against him in King. He said Coach Dave was his coach.
What?
Yeah, he said 91, 92 was his senior year.
Oh, yeah, then he played with Sherrod, Rico.
Rico, yeah. And that's the year we went to the championship. Yeah. Yeah. He definitely said that.
I knew that existed in white communities. I didn't know it existed in black communities. Like white communities, there's oftentimes we've been on the elevator.
Summer days should be relaxing and refreshing. Here, you can have both. For real, visit North Carolina.
At Floor & Decor, timeless hardwood is beautiful and affordable. From traditional to trending styles, we can help you bring lasting beauty to every corner of the room. Visit us in store or online to get started.
Going up to our suites or whatever, and a white guy get on there with his wife and say, hey, can you handle my wife for me? You know?
Yeah. Well, what it is
like, what?
Yeah. I think what it is, and yeah, 100% correct. I just think what it is that black people are ashamed. It's probably a bunch of black niggas, but that's not accepted a lot in our community. So they like, damn, man. DM the Punisher. See what he talking about. But yeah, because white people don't care. They're not ashamed of it. A black person probably like, nah, I ain't with me personally. I'm not with that, man. I'm not giving my wife up to watch you boner. Nigga, fuck is you talking about, man? We watch a porno together, son. What are you talking about, man?
Well, make sure y'all check out the interview
It's funny,
on Talk with Flea for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Last thing on this real quick, because you know it's funny. It was years ago, a friend of mine, he's a little older than me, about 5 years older than me. But this is probably like 10, 15 years ago. So this is in Ohio too, actually, in Columbus. So we riding. It's a little strip mall and shit. So we see my man Carl. We like, oh, this nigga in here. So we pull in. And we don't know his story. So he come out the sex store. We like, yo, fuck going on? So he come out, he got dildos in there. We like, but he a tough nigga. You know what I'm saying? We like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? He said, man, listen, you think your girl ain't got them fantasies, man? You know, I'm a nigga coming in here, she can suck on the dildo and all type of other shit. I'm like, but this is like one of the toughest niggas I ever met at the time. And I'm like, he said, hey, y'all niggas keep acting like wifey ain't got no fantasy and all that. But we couldn't understand it. I was like, well, y'all enjoy what y'all got going on in there, man. Just giving an example of the black community from 10 years ago.
After this trial's over, there's going to be all kind of new conversations.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, man. Murder, if Puff ends up beating these allegations, to me, and to be totally honest with you, I haven't been listening to the transactions or everything and knowing 100% of what's going on, so I have no idea. But let's just say he beats this case. What do you think's in store for Puff in the future? What is he gonna go crazy? Like not mad, but like be on a mission? Like, yeah. What do you think if he beats this case is his future gonna be like?
If he beat this, I think uh, either way, this portion of his life is closed. That's the thing that this is really showing him that you reach a certain point in life and that door is closed, you got to go through the next door. That door is going to be closed. Like, I don't think with everything people said, they're going to want to hear him musically, right? So he would have to go into something else. Um, the Puff that I know he'd definitely probably be really confident about doing some things, and I can only see something different happening if he's changed mentally.
We'll have to just wait and see what happens. So there's a lot going on in New York. We've been talking about New York a lot for the past couple of days, and I asked you guys this question before, and now it has actually happened because the Knicks have parted ways with Tibbs. So he led the Knicks to their first Eastern Finals in 25 years, made the playoffs in four of the 5 years, and led the Knicks to consecutive 50-plus win seasons for the first time since the 90s. Does it make sense that they decided to let him go?
Hallelujah. They let Tibbs go. With the writing was on the wall, they couldn't blame Brunson. Your boy got his Bridges got his shot fixed. Um, they couldn't blame Towns. You have to blame Tibbs. I mean, you're not ready to blame James Dolan. I mean, and you're not going to blame Spike Lee. The only person left that they could blame was Tibbs. If you think about it, could he have played his bench more? Yes. Could he had gotten them developed so the team wouldn't be so tired? But other than that, he didn't make any like bogus plays down the stretch. His team was just really playing a team that was better than him at this point in the career and at this point in the season. And this was writing on the wall from the first series. So I think when it came down to this, and now we see him leave there, we knew that was gonna happen. But for this team in New York to go to the next level, Tibbs is not the guy for it. Is he a good coach? Yes. Is he a great coach? No. But can he get the job done? Not at this particular location. This is New York basketball. New York want to win right now. New York is tired of being NY standing for next year. And, they got to get somebody who's more like player friendly. He's not a player friendly coach.
Like every American achievement, GMC trucks are the result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering. We are professional grade.
I seen a bunch of people that's actually New York fans that been wanting Tom Thibodeau fired. And I'm saying if you have a backup plan, fine. But let's think about this. Tom Thibodeau with the Knicks won 17 playoff games in the last however many years, couple years. Uh, he's have two back-to-back 50-win seasons, and the Knicks haven't done that since the 1990s. Uh, and you talk about the Knicks, always talk about progression, building, etc. I don't know what else you want a nigga to do. He been to the playoffs 4 times out of 5 years he's been in New York. So he didn't make the first year, got to the second round 2 years in a row, made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and now you can the nigga. Now, if you got somebody else that y'all want to line up to hire in mind, I dig it. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about what the job he's done with the Knicks, I can't see him doing, I can't see where you want to fire him. Now, Mason's right. I think his style is kind of outdated for certain things, but Jalen Brunson, that's his nigga. And his father's coaching because of Tibbs. So I don't know if Jalen Brunson supports this, but I don't know. But the fans definitely don't want Tibbs. But if we're talking about just his resume with New York, yo, bro, the nigga won 17. You know how many games the Knicks won before Tibbs got there, playoff games? In the last however many years before he got there? 7 playoff games. So from 1999 to 2000, whatever year it was, to when Tibbs got there, they won a total of 7 playoff games. And they won 17 playoff games since he's been there. I don't know what else niggas really be wanting from niggas. This is the model of inconsistency when it comes to the New York Knicks. Find somebody to blame. Let's figure out who's going to do the, yo, get them out of there. The Knicks fans in hysteria. We don't want Tibbs. Are y'all paying attention to the job Tibbs did? Now, now what I will say is that Tibbs does run his players into the ground. And that last game against Indiana, them guys look super duper tired. I was like, even if they win the series, it's not going to even be a competition for OKC because these guys are tired. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about strictly what he's done since he's been with the Knicks, it doesn't make sense. Now, as a Knick fan, not me, I'm talking about Knick fans, they want him gone. Nick in the control room wants him gone. Sin wants him gone.
Nick want him gone?
Nick want the nigga Cam, man.
Come on, Nick.
Yeah, Nick told me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Niggas don't even want Tibbs. But if you sit there and say, look at the job he's done throughout the years, they don't even want to hear that. They say Tibbs is the problem, when to me, the bench may be the problem, where they don't have any depth. Is that Tibbs' problem? No, that's not Tibbs' problem. Tibbs is the coach. He's not the GM. To me, it sounds like ownership probably called for this to happen. Because you got to think about this. Leon Rose is the GM for the Knicks. Leon Rose used to be Tom Thibodeau's agent. So you know he got a great relationship with Tom Thibodeau already. They have a great relationship. To me, this sounds owner-related, like, yo, it ain't going to happen without him. So niggas, James Dolan, Leon Rose. Matter of fact, this nigga Mike got the job because this was your man, right? Nah, let's get somebody who wasn't your man.
Yeah.
So I get it. A bunch of niggas been calling for Tibbs' job, but if we're looking solely on what he's done for the Knicks since he's been with the Knicks, it doesn't make sense whatsoever. Especially getting to them Eastern Conference Championship last time in 26 years, 2 back-to-back 50-win seasons, which that hasn't happened since the 90s, and winning 17 playoff games since he's been there when they haven't won 7 in the last 25 years. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, when you stated about what do they want from Tibbs, they want to win, killer. New York fans. New York fans are like baddies, right? It doesn't matter what you did last year. They need it today. Like what happened last year, we celebrated for that already. We're here today. We need you to win today. And when you think about Tibbs, that's what people are asking for. They're like, man, those 50 wins, killer, you talking about, that's great. But if we're right here with loaded talent, we got OG, we got Karl Anthony Towns, and we already was against this team last year, we shouldn't come back with 3 new better players and still lose to the same team. What do you think about that?
Well, I think you're 100% correct. Because based on New Yorkers and
expectations.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Based on expectations, I think that you're 100% correct. But to the baddie point, it's like the same thing. Sometimes you got a bitch you training that you want. She's all right. She's starting to do the things I like. Yeah, okay. She's like, oh, she know I want my tea at 7:30 in the morning. She know I need my dick sucked at 11. Rub my back when I get in from work and turn around, let me hit. She's learning. Okay, she's getting it. And now you like, you know what? Your feet stink. I don't want you no more. And now you're going to get a new bitch, and if she don't already know all the shit you've been training this bitch to do the last 3-4 years, you starting all over with a new bitch that don't already know what you want. So, yeah, It is like a baddie, but be careful on the new baddie you get because she might not be house trained and she may be worse than what you've been doing with the bitch you just got rid of.
And then you miss the old one, and at that point, sometimes it's too late to call the
You
old
missed
one
the
back.
one with her feet stink?
If she did everything else that you wanted her to do, you might be able to sacrifice the feet.
Yeah, and you could just tell her, I'm gonna help you out. You might wash them joints. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's this girl, right? This is my homegirl.
That's why I'm laughing, because I know if you said it.
Yeah, no, this is my homegirl. I wasn't even like, we had sex, but it wasn't like no relationship. It was an accident. We had sex. Like one of them.
That's not your homegirl.
Yes, it is. We only had sex like twice. It was an accident.
It was an accident.
She come in right now. She gonna be like, "That's my nigga." And if I have a girl with me, she ain't gonna say nothing. She gonna be cool with all that. That's my homegirl. But what I'm saying is, I told her, I'm like,
were y'all drunk?
Wayfair presents dining tables and chairs. Dig into great prices with dining sets in every style, all from just $250. Saving.
was we? Maybe.
Would it be an accident?
Nah, one of them joints you ever see Boomerang and Marcus Graham on the couch with the little it's just Star. I'm a Trekkie. Oh yeah, it was one of them I'm a Trekkie joints where
You can't believe you're doing this.
Yeah, one of them where I had just fall on my lap by accident in the middle of the movie. One of them joints. But what I was saying is, this is how much she my homegirl, is that she's a little musty a couple times, and I said, she like, get the fuck out of here, Kim. I'm like, yo, my nigga, if you wasn't my nigga, I would tell you, like, me coming from the gym, she came back with some medication deodorant. I didn't even know they had medication deodorant, but she took word to it. So it was like, that's my nigga. So sometimes you can have communication. If you don't like somebody, like for me, I look for shit from bitches. If I like a girl, I start looking for shit not to be like her no more. Like, why you breathe like that when you sleep? Like, let's just think for shit to be like, I like her too much. Let me find something not to like her. But when you have that communication, that's really what relationships are about, to last. When you could talk to somebody and have communication and be like, yo, nah. I don't like the way you frying the chicken, or I don't like the way you doing it. So, especially me, like sexually, I communicate during sex. I'm too old for you not to know the tricks that I like. You know what I'm saying? I can't have you figuring it out. I'd rather tell you now, see if you could get it, and then move on. But that's great communication, because when it comes to me, and this, I know people laugh sometimes, but this is a serious topic for me. If you don't have great sex when you're having sex, and but you like the person, it's a frustration. But you can sit there all you want to have every car, everything else, but if you're not getting pleasure made, especially at a young age, you're like, yo, you're gonna end up going to do what you got to do eventually. In my opinion. Not you, I'm just saying females in general.
Everybody's different, but that's a good analogy, so I see where you're at with that.
No, I agree. Listen, man, you know what works for you. I'm just wanting the female's perspective on that.
Yeah. So, Mace, you brought up New York fans. They want to win now. You related it to the baddies. The baddies want the money in the hand right now. So if the New York Knicks want to win right now, what coaching options should they be looking at?
I told you already, if y'all are listening to this show, it is what it is. There's only a few people that can help you to win. Definitely, we're looking at Mark Jackson. It's gonna be a black coach. I mean, I wouldn't even be mad at Sam Cassell at this point. I think it's about time Sam Cassell get a shot. And if they want to trade, like they trade Doc Rivers, maybe they trade Tyrone Lewin. You're gonna need somebody that's really player friendly when it comes to these players, because the type of way that they play, they need a coach that understand a point guard, but also somebody like Sam Cassell, I think would be an excellent fit, because he's won championships. He played on championship teams, and he understands what it'll look like to play as a championship guard. And I think just them little nuggets that comes with winning, he can transport to Jalen Brunson. and they could turn this team around.
Well, I'll tell you one thing from the Knicks fans that I've been speaking to, including Nick and Sin, they want Mike Malone. They think Mike Malone could fix everything wrong in New York. This is who the New York Knicks fans want. Mike
Denver
Malone.
coach?
Yeah, he's a former Denver coach, yeah, but this is who they want. They feel he's a championship coach. They feel he the reason that he's not in Denver because the players didn't want to listen. They need a little discipline, and he knows how to win championships. This is what I hear from the Knicks fans. I wouldn't be mad at Mike Malone, but I think another name that's not being thrown out there that might could be thrown out there, and this guy actually led these guys to a championship is Jay Wright, the coach from Villanova, who's now an announcer. You got to realize he coached Jalen Brunson. He coached Josh Hart. He coached Mikal Bridges, all to 2 national championships in college. We know college is not the NBA, but he knows these guys just as well as anybody else, and he probably knows what to get the best out of them. So, pause. So I would go with those 2 names if it's going to be any names. Not mad at Mike Malone. And let's start throwing Jay Wright in there because I think Jay Wright left college to possibly look for the right opportunity in New York. And this may be, I mean, not New York, in the NBA. And this might be the right opportunity in New York.
Yeah, I think they constantly be looking over like black coaches, especially young ones. When they came to what is his name, Alvin, that was coaching the Milwaukee Bucks at the top of the year before Doc Rivers got there. He was doing a stellar job. Doc come in and change up everything. It's a lot of good talent when it comes to young black men that are coaching, and not just because they're black, but I don't want to look over them because these guys are playing these roles of being great assistant coach, and they need their shot like everybody else. We seen the same thing that happened with Emmanuel Udoka, right? Emmanuel Udoka, and then he leaves there, and the coach comes in and win a championship. Even though we don't think that he's a great coach, he actually got the job done. He was able to do what many people are not able to do, and sometimes that's what it needs is just a fresh face with a fresh approach. And that's why I mentioned those names.
They gave a lot of black niggas chances with the Knicks too. Isaiah Thomas, Stu Jackson. Bald-headed nigga. I forget what's the bald-headed nigga? Yeah, Herb Williams was coaching for 2 minutes. They gave black niggas they chance with the Knicks, man. I ain't gonna
That's
say.
what Dolan was thinking when I said that.
Yeah.
Come on, my nigga. You from New York. You know we gave a few niggas a shot.
Yeah, Lenny Wilkens, all type of niggas. Just saying, man.
Shout out
Lenny Wilkens, man.
Yeah, you right.
They like that and give niggas a shot.
So, real quick, I
Oh,
understand,
man.
Knicks fans wanting Mike Malone, which it sounds good in theory, but also it's like when you're coaching a roster of one of the best players in the world, that does make things a little bit different. But Mace, to your point of giving black, people a chance, giving black coaches a chance. I know Cam just went through the list, but a specific person actually vouched for himself, and I'm curious on you guys' opinion. So Ron Artest.
Not to cut you off, it was Mike Woodson from the Knicks, yeah.
Yeah, Mike was.
Yeah. Okay, so Ron Artest, he
Derek Fisher?
tweeted.
Look, I just
the
pulled
list
the
goes
list up.
on.
Yeah, I didn't even know
Plenty of
Derek
chances.
Fisher was in there. Maybe he's assistant or something. My bad. Sorry.
No, you're all good. Yeah, Ron Artest, he tweeted in third person. He said, Meta is the perfect choice for head coach of the Knicks. Since 1999, this was supposed to happen. I've never ran from the city. When all the top players left New York City because it was hard, I went to St. John's basketball. I wanted to be drafted by the Knicks. I seem to be the only one unafraid of the city. I'm built to challenge the city. I'm the number one guy for the job, and I have a 360-degree experience. So you want to give that black man a chance? How you feeling?
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Otter. Here's how it works. Let's say I'm in class. I just hit record, and as you can see, everything I'm saying is turning into...
I can't say nothing about this. I'm biased, Ron Artest is my guy. But nigga, is you crazy? This would be the first time that a coach coach knock a play out. Yeah,
I was,
right. I could just see it. Ron Artest come in, Coach Artest, what play we should run, and Tez say something to a nigga, he go to the bench, call him a few names, invite him to his private, and get cold knocked out on TNT. We don't need this right now in the garden. We just don't. And he probably could do the job, but I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. And that's my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, Ron, that's my nigga too. Nobody got time to be running into Ron on the street, neither. I bumped into Ron in Soho House. That's my nigga. But my answer was exactly what Mace just said. Ron will knock somebody out. Like,
Yeah.
I could see a player acting crazy and getting knocked out. Like, he ain't got the tolerance to have a nigga get an attitude with him. And Ron is strong, man. He's just a strong
He's
nigga.
naturally strong.
Yeah, naturally
Yeah.
strong, man. Like, I was watching his documentary. They say he got mad and threw a typewriter in the wall and it's stuck in the wall when he threw the shit. And I'm like, wow. But I don't know. It's like this. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen it. I think they gave it was almost like a 10-day contract they gave Rasheed Wallace to coach the Pistons however many years ago. You probably could Google it and see when it was. But you see Rasheed Wallace coaching, he's like a player still, mentally. Somebody score, he got the suit on, he running up, giving the niggas on the bench high fives. Nigga dunk, he falling in niggas' laps on the bench, you know what I'm saying? Like, he still had a player's mentality. It looked fun when you watching it from the sideline, but I'm thinking as a GM or owner, like, yo, was he doing chest bumping niggas every other play if he's supposed to be the coach? He on the bench giving niggas fouls and everything. And I thought it was funny, to be honest with you. I don't even know if he won or lost those games. But I'm not sure. I don't want to damn play and act like Ron can't do the job. And I'm not going to sit and act like
He definitely could do the job.
yeah, and I'm not sure if he has controlled his temper to where he could tolerate somebody getting mad or yelling at him or something like that. But I don't know. I'm
Or
just
talking to him crazy behind his back.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. I don't know where he's at today, but I know Ron. And Ron, I know you're not going to talk to him crazy. You're not going to say nothing slick. You're not going to say nothing about his back because if he finds out, he's going to approach you about it. But if I will say anything to what he said, that nigga definitely is New York. This is a nigga that got an NBA contract and went back Queensbridge and said, give me the whole 6th floor in the projects. So if we're going to talk about somebody being New York, that's the silver lining, I could say. He's definitely New.
And then just for like a little bit of point of reflection before we go to break, because we've seen that there was a couple coach firings this season, obviously adding Tibbs to the list. In your opinion, May's going to let you go first. Which one made the most sense and which one made the least sense? Just going to read a couple. So we had Tibbs, Budenholzer for the Phoenix Suns, Mike Malone for the Nuggets, Taylor Jenkins for the Grizzlies, and Mike Brown for the Kings. Which one made sense to you? The most sense. Which one made the least sense?
None of them did not make sense. When they got rid of the coach in Memphis, they had to do that. There's too much talent on that team. I know a lot of times people see it the wrong way. When they added Edie onto that team, they had Jacksons, they got Ja, they got the shooting guard Bangs. They got enough to get way more done than what they accomplished this year. I think they supremely underachieved, so that coach got to go. Phoenix is the biggest debacle of all time with 3 superstars on the same team. You got to get rid of that coach. So who else you're looking at? The Kings.
Yeah,
This
the Kings,
is another
and then
team. I could cut them a little bit of slack because there was a lot of transitions on this team. This was a team expected to do work, but once you started trading Fox and all that, so if I had to pick somebody, that's the least it would be the Sacramento Kings. But everybody else, whether it was Mike Malone, that's why I don't understand. If he lost the locker room, he lost the locker room with champions, and therefore he got to go. I don't know what happened, but I think they was making some accommodations, rumor has it, for Russell Westbrook and things like that, and people didn't like that. And he lost the locker room trying to show favoritism. That's just what people were saying. I'm not saying it's true, but that's what we heard. And what was the other team that I did not name?
I think it was just Nuggets.
Yeah.
Like Grizzlies, Kings, Suns. Yeah.
Yeah, so the number one team that the coach had to go was Phoenix. Phoenix would be number one. And then when I look at how this Denver team underachieved, it would be number two to me. But then you got Memphis and then you got Sacramento. All them coaches should have been fired. Not one of them was it a mistake that they're gone. And if they do this again, they should be gone again.
All right, this feels almost illegal to know, but our windows were so old and just desperately needed to be replaced. So I called a few contractors, but they all quoted me a hefty 10,000.
I think for me, the one that makes the most sense is the Phoenix Suns. Only thing that I would say about that is that y'all firing coaches every year. They have a new owner over there, and I know he's young and he wants to win now. But if you don't get any chemistry and camaraderie within the locker room, and not just the locker room, the front office, ownership, the players, you have to get on one accord. And if you keep firing people every year, then it's never going to be any camaraderie. You're not going to make everything happen, especially in the Western Conference, in 1 or 2 years. I know you should have did way, way, way better with the people that's on the team, so I get it. But that made the most sense. And the one that made the least sense to me is actually the Denver Nuggets. The reason I say that made the least sense is because of the timing. They fired him 4 days before the playoffs started, or 4 games or some shit before the playoffs started. I understand that you possibly don't want him there for the long run, but I just think the timing of firing Mike Malone was not the time to fire Mike Malone. To the Joker's credit, I think the Joker did a good job coaching that team throughout the playoffs. Not bad at all. You got to the same place, actually, Mike Malone got y'all last year, 7 games, second round, etc. But playing and coaching may take a toll on you. Not getting paid for both. If you're getting paid for both, it may not take a toll. But I think the timing of Mike Malone, it could be a time. The timing of Mike Malone and the timing of the Memphis coach right before the playoffs start, I don't think that was beneficial for either team. So I think Phoenix is number one, and the one that made the least sense, I'm only going with Denver because of the timing.
But do you think like the way Adam Silver is doing all of this new innovative stuff that we're ready to see just a player coach the team?
I wouldn't be mad at it, but it's about. See, the reason I like the Joker when he was coaching, to me, even though he wasn't literally coaching for the people, but I feel he's coaching. But the reason why I like him, he's not biased. You feel that, look, if I'm in the game, it's because we need to win. If I need a break, I'm going to take a break. I see him subbing DeAndre Jordan. I didn't see DeAndre Jordan play in I don't know how long, and he was subbing him in, and he like, yo, he probably was thinking to himself, yo, we got another nigga my height on the team. This nigga don't get no burn. He not old. Nigga, we got just me and I think about this last year when they're playing against the Timberwolves. And you got Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns double teaming going to Joker, and you have another 7-foot on the bench. He can at least match up with Rudy Gobert to get rebounds or box out, so on and so forth. And you don't use him. The Joker put Jordan in more than Mike Malone put Jordan in the last year. So I think if anybody could do it, to me, it would be somebody like the Joker, because he doesn't seem biased. You know, some niggas got egos. I ain't coming out.
Yeah.
I'm good, nigga. If I come out, we definitely
got
going.
5 fouls.
Yeah.
Trying to stay in the game.
Yeah, 5 fouls in the second quarter. So, you know what I'm saying? So it has to be somebody who's mindful of winning and not being personal about it. But I don't know anybody off the top of my head that actually, outside the Joker, who's that level-headed.
Okay. Treatments at the club, is it wild or does it make sense? We will discuss after the break.
On Underdog, you can play your way to bigger boosts each round of the playoffs with the Extender. Start a series by using your Game 1 boost and continue boost best play.
Points, rebounds, and assists. I'm going lower.
I mean, I agree. I'm going lower.
Okay, Andrew Nembhard is at 15.5 points and assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Lower.
Higher.
Okay, and Benedict Mathurin is at 7.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
Higher.
More lower.
It's the yellow gang, man. I might wear my yellow cowboy hat just for the series, man. Cause I don't want it to be a surprise. I like OKC, but I'm feeling Indy right now. Pause.
You picked OKC, Mason.
I know, but the game ain't
You
started
picked
yet. I got the right to
OKC,
change my
Mace.
bet.
You say going for it today.
No, but the game haven't started yet.
Are you changing now?
I'm thinking about it.
All right.
If my yellow cowboy hat comes in, it depends. If it comes in time,
all right, no problem.
I mean, I'm going Indy. If they don't make it, then that mean they gonna lose. It's on y'all. If y'all give me my cowboy hat, y'all might be on to something.
So you're really like flipping a coin. That's not really a choice.
What?
You're like, if it makes it, then yes. That's not really your choice. That's just like the odds, like if that happens.
I believe in how things play out.
Okay. I can go with that answer.
Yeah, you're not going to rush me, Stat.
No, I can't. I'm not mad at that answer. That's a great answer. I was just clarifying. Because when Cam asked you, is that who you want to win or who you think is going to win? I was like, that's a good question. And that's how I got to ask the question.
Yeah, you got to ask the question right.
So, I'm
He's a spin doctor, too. So
I'm spinning. I'm just calling you out. You say, yo, my heart's with Indy, but I'm going with OKC. Right. It's a safety net.
Right.
It's no losing when you do that.
Right. Definitely learning.
You gotta learn the niggas. Don't let that nigga think he really from Florida.
And that too, while we're at it.
Granger knows that if you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Granger for professional grade products and next day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Learn something all the time. Okay, so LeBron James reportedly used to get treatments while at the club. When I say the club, literal club, Mario Chalmers shared the story saying, I tell people this all the time. Bron would really get treatment if we was in the club. He would literally have something on his knee or something on his back inside the club. Once somebody's doing that, that's real dedication to just be in the club with treatment, ice therapy, or whatever. He's always got something that's recovering, making his body recover. Obviously, we hear stories of LeBron and his treatments all the time. At the club is a pretty crazy story. What do you think, Mace, of that sort of dedication?
Oh, man. I think the people would probably be super happy that LeBron is in the club, especially as he's in there with ice on his elbow, ice on his knees. But if you really think about it, if you got to do all that, you might not need to be in the club, you know? Can you imagine you just in the club and you're in a section and somebody wrapped up in ice? Like, I mean, it's good for him, but I don't know how to really take that. Stat, what would you think? You in the section, they bringing ice, people rubbing his back, they moving everybody out the way. It's like, get a room, man.
Yeah. At that point, I agree. I'm going to let Cam go first, though, to get both of y'all's.
But he could do it.
Yeah.
It's Miami.
I think that's real dedication. I agree with Mario Chalmers, man. I think that this is why he's playing so long. This is 100% fact. Like, I want to go out, but I still need treatment. Treat me at the club. I remember. Listen, I'm a nigga. I don't know if make sure you ain't really been to clubs lately. Masseuses I get massages all the time in the club. Every time I go to the strip club, man, masseuse get there, massage me out. They charge you by the song. So however many songs. Yo, I've been here 3 songs. I be arguing because I be like, they didn't play the whole song. The DJ cut into it. So is it really a song? But every strip club in Miami got a masseuse. One of my masseuses now, I still stay in contact with because she was really good. And I'm like, I can imagine if you're doing this through the clothes, how good you are. But to me, it's dedication, man. And that just goes to show y'all want to go out, but I know what's a priority. Let me mix and match the same time. I remember I was in the club, me and PT probably could testify to more situations than I can. But I was in the club, me, PT, and Floyd was in the club getting his feet massaged. And nigga was laid up over there, and the bitch was massaging his feet in the club. I said, I ain't never get the foot massage. I was like, I'm a little jealous of that one right there. Like, I get the shoulders and all that. Floyd was in that bitch getting his feet rubbed. And I was like, yo, that shit kind of fly. I ain't gonna lie. It was looking like bullshit, to be honest with you. But not only that, I mean, like I said, I haven't been there for anything. PT could probably tell you more than this, but this is somebody who goes to, talking about Floyd right now, saying on Floyd before I go back to LeBron. But this is somebody who goes to the club and is around females and liquor and weed and everything else and don't do none of it. Don't drink, don't smoke, and then may tell you, yo, follow me home with the car, I'ma jog home. If
Dedication.
This is why LeBron is who LeBron is. This is why Floyd who Floyd is, because they still remember what's your thing, Mace? The first thing first.
Yeah, keeping first things first.
The main thing.
And that's what both of those type of athletes are doing. No matter if I'm in a strip club, no matter if I'm in a regular club, the first thing is the first thing, and that's taking care of my body to go get more money, which is my livelihood, but I'm still in here. So to me, I'm gonna have to agree with Mario Chalmers.
Yeah. And to that point, it's like, obviously you can make the choice to not go, but it's like they're gonna go at some point. I think the only person who probably hasn't even went to club is somebody like Wemby. And it's like, if that's your dedication, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Wemby don't go to the club?
I could not picture that.
He's too tall to be in the club.
I mean, there's other people who are not his height, but just about there who be at the club, and they be. If you've seen the videos, y'all know what I'm talking about. So it's like,
see, and this is the thing about it though. Is that's just us, and when I say us black people, needing to be somewhere, needing to be out or be somewhere or whatever. Because I lived in New York my whole life, or even Jersey half my life before we came out here from Miami, whatever. But I never bumped into Eli Manning. I never bumped into, you know what I'm saying? I never bumped into Michael Strahan. At the games, I did. Shout out to Michael Strahan, that's my nigga. But I'm just saying, when sometime, I seen Gilbert Arenas talking the other day, and because his son was in an car accident. Thank God that he's doing well. Looking forward to his college career. Looks like he probably going to go pro. Congrats to Gil and his family. But I heard Gil talking about the other day, and he's like, I be telling niggas, it's nothing good outside after 10 p.m. He said, after 10 p.m., what is out there for you if you're an athlete? What is out there? Figure everything out before 10 p.m. and they go in the house. Now, when you're 17, 18 years old, you like, old niggas wildin'. Yeah. My curfew was just 10 p.m. Now, you telling me I don't go back out as an adult after 10 p.m.? You don't want to hear it. But if you are an athlete, you have to think about all the scenarios that could possibly happen after 10 p.m., which could damage your future or your career. So take that into consideration too as well.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because it's like after a certain time, at this point, you're lingering and things just keep going worse and worse. And it's like, after this club, let's go to the after spot. And after this spot, let's go to the strip club. And it's like, you are just spending more money, or you're just gonna run into people that you probably don't need to run into. But you don't think about it at the time because you just are out.
Stud, how can y'all say that? Y'all just talked about being iced up in the club.
Yeah, but that doesn't determine the time that he leaves. He's gonna be iced up in the club, then he probably leaves after, if he does that. A lot of people don't do that.
10?
I mean, depending on where they was at.
Well, I think and to make a great point, I think it's about two different separate scenarios with that. I was talking about a 18-year-old, as opposed to LeBron James when he's in Miami. At this time, he's a seasoned veteran. And we've seen just from his career that you don't see LeBron in scandals. If we do, we don't see about it. We don't see this nigga cheating on his wife. We don't see this nigga in reckless car accidents or, God forbid, we don't see this nigga in anything. So I actually seen footage when the All-Star game was in Cleveland, and LeBron, and this is not even exaggeration. LeBron was literally running from these females. Literally. They're chasing him, not physically, but he's walking fast, and they're like, LeBron, LeBron, LeBron. And the nigga had to go down the up escalator and skipped all the stairs, and the girls couldn't get down. They just stuck in one spot trying to go down the up escalator. So that's somebody who's been through it, and luckily he had some good people around him, keep him level-headed, to where a 17-year-old, 18-year-old would be like, 10 o'clock.
Right.
Nah. But what do you think, Mace? Is it anything good out there after 10?
Nah, I don't think so. Definitely, once you reach that status, you could only lose in the situation. Now, I think you gotta more so kind of get your life to come to you. Even if you're gonna have like parties, you gotta have parties at your house in an environment you can control.
Yeah, controlled environment.
So let me ask you this: if you were 20 years old, do you think you would have the same answer? How much has your mentality changed?
A great deal. I think at 20, I would have been out to 9 in the morning, but but it's still nothing good out there. I'm not saying that you're not gonna be out there, but that don't make it good. You know what I'm saying? You could shoot somebody can shoot you. Just like a person like LeBron, it's nothing he could gain from that environment. If it goes wrong, it only goes wrong for him. Nobody else bears the brunt of his celebrity,
I'm so glad you ain't lie. say that you had been out.
Oh, yeah, I don't be capping,
I couldn't wait for you to say that you wouldn't have been outside at 20 years old.
I never went upstairs.
Yeah.
I never went upstairs. Some people get tired of me.
Because not only that, it used to be a thing like, yo, we gonna break day. Niggas like, yo, niggas broke day last night. That's a saying.
See, this is a question I got to ask more, because when I ask y'all questions, it's your mentality now. Because I didn't know 20-year-old Mace. I didn't know 20-year-old Cam. So I know,
yeah.
And then, honestly, now I'm just curious for you guys, as far as mentality and how you guys think, just for each other, do you, and obviously, I kind of know the answer, but do you feel like it's drastically changed for how his mentality is, and then Cam for how Mace's is? Just how you guys go about things.
I'll let Cam go first.
You ask me about me or Mace?
About Mace's mentality from then to now.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that shit changed. Absolutely. Like
that's what we telling you.
Yeah, absolutely. I ain't gonna say 100%. I'll say 92%. Because Macy, as a teenager and then as a young adult starting to do music, Mace always had a touch of religion with him. And we used to be like, what you mean you're not cursing this year? He would take a year off from cursing. He was like, yo, what you talking about? We in 11th grade. He talking about, nah, I'm not cursing this year. Shit would last about 3 months. I'd be trying to get him to curse. And then that shit would be out the window and be let him go back to cursing and all that. So some things was a little bit there, here and there. But today, yeah, absolutely 100%. So I would say, 92% change. Yeah.
And then make sure answer for Cam.
Oh, man. I think Cam has changed, as much as people think he hasn't, he has.
Look, I'm going to be honest, to be honest with you, I don't go out, the same thing Mace said I was going to say, but he said it. I'll go out if it's a friend's party or if it's somebody got something going on. Oh, if I'm going to get some money, definitely. But the money even got to make sense. Like I was saying, when Mo was on the show a few weeks ago, and we're not here to belittle anybody, anything somebody does to make their money, anything like that. But I wasn't joking when we say Mesa turned down 30,000 or 40,000 this weekend. Me too. I'm not going to put the number out there that I be turned down because people would think it'd be disrespectful. But
you turned down more than that.
Yeah, both of us. I'm trying to say a number where niggas won't say we bugging. I'm trying to be nice, because if niggas hear the number for real, niggas gonna be like, Now y'all out of pocket. So I'm trying to put a safe number. But to be honest with you, it's back to what Mace just elaborated on. To me, why would I risk going out for a certain, and don't get me wrong, that's why I said I don't really want to say the amount, but let's just say 30,000, because I don't want to belittle that amount. And some people work for that all year round. But for me, why put myself in a situation to where, okay, I'm going to be in a nightclub where this could happen or that could happen. It's not in a good location. Anything could pop off. It was a shootout there 2 months ago. Why would I even go there? The real reason about a lot of things, to be totally honest with you, sometimes a lot of things my son puts me onto. And when I say put me onto, he's such a smart person that I think about him sometime before I do certain shit, because he'll be like, but did that make sense? And you'd be like, but listen, hear me out. And then you tell him the answer, he'll still be looking at you like, so that answer made sense to you? Because it still doesn't make sense to me. And then you'd be like, yo, whatever. Because a lot of niggas that's my age or younger than me, a little younger than me, that be going out every night, they don't got kids. It's a different responsibility when you have kids, and you got, especially teenage kids or young adults, and they be like, so you thought that was necessary at this age. You get what I'm saying? So, and then a lot of times to me also, you got niggas who couldn't do things that they could do now that they couldn't do when they was 20, 25 years old. So now you may have a little money, you may have a little celebrity, but you was nobody when you was 20, 21. So now you're making up for lost time for what you couldn't do when you was 20 or 25 or 30 years old. So now you're trying to catch up for things that you could have been doing. And to me, it's just like, doesn't make sense. A lot of times, even if I do a walkthrough, I do a walkthrough just so my niggas could get the money. Like, not give them all. Of course, I'm going to take something, but I don't even be doing walkthroughs. But if it's somebody I fuck with that can make a couple dollars and I can be somewhere for an hour and have a drink or two, cool. But it's so many places, weekend after weekend after weekend, that I turn down because I'm like, it doesn't make sense for me to be there at this point in my life.
Really good conversation, because I learned.
I'm pro baller Lonzo Ball, and some people say I got big hands.
Big balls just dropped. Get blue balls this season with Buzz Balls.
Living on a prayer. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's 5:20 in the morning, your favorite sports show. I'm your host. My name is DJ Wells. We got a full house this morning. We got Bishop, 520, Mook, Teague, Lou in the building as well. Fellas, how y'all doing?
What up, bro?
Chilling. Come on, man. We got a couple of days without NBA, but that ain't going to stop us, man. We're going to break down both the teams' road to the finals. But first things first, man, we got the cover of Madden, man. I know y'all some football playing games up in here. Come on, man. Saquon Barkley with the hurdle making the cover. How y'all feel about that?
That's fire, but he ain't gonna have a good season.
Oh, yeah, the man curse.
Yeah.
They put the fix in.
Yeah, they didn't put the fix in. Damn. He had a hell of a season last year, too.
The best cover, though. I ain't gonna lie.
That is the hardest cover ever.
The fact that he did that in a real game is very disrespectful.
That's literally the best cover ever.
Facts.
Who he jumping over? Zaire?
Nah, I think that's our boy, Speed. I think that's Speed.
So it was EJ?
Yeah, I think that's Speed.
Hey, the funny part about this is let's show what they thought the real cover should be.
What?
Yeah, they wasn't ready. Oh!
I said this should be the real cover, man.
Today,
that is the real cover of Madness.
There's no bad curse doing that.
No, that's the real cover of Madness.
That boy be having a top, man.
He having a great.
I just want to take my hat off to him. I don't even got one on today.
I swear to God.
You are a legend.
You are, boy.
And they was hating on him because he showed the workouts. He showed some workouts yesterday. They were just like, why y'all mad at people? Y'all got to work after the turn dance weekend yourself.
Yeah, bro. I'm just living my life, bro.
Like, damn, he ain't allowed to go to work.
He got to clean it up, though.
Nah, it was even fire. He did the video smacking Cardi on, getting twerked on.
That's an elite video.
That's up there with Moneybag throwing money on Ari.
Oh, which one you taking?
I'm right there with the action. Probably Cardi.
Hey,
Ari was a little too far.
He had the scope on hard.
Good tour. That's an elite video.
He was ready to stretch Cartier right here.
Said he was hands on the boat.
I support it, man. I cleaned up the drugs and shit, though, bro. But I'm rocking with the image, bro.
I believe in work-life balance, bro. What you do outside of work, bro, none of our business.
He was living on the
That's what he should have been playing.
Hey, that's a fire edit. Somebody twerking in that song is crazy. For sure. All right, man. The Phoenix Suns, obviously, they moved on from Bud, man. They got 2 finalists here, man. New blood in the culture reigns.
They still got to pay Bud, though, right?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And they run up a bag over there in Phoenix.
Yeah,
Shout out to my guy though, Jordan Ott, man. I hope he get the job. That's my guy, man. He was with us in Atlanta. I talk to him on a regular basis, man. I'm hyped for him. I texted him yesterday, man. It's pretty dope. Him be a finalist. But damn, I know that's one of his good friends too that he's going against.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Bryant, yeah, man. Some young blood in the culture reigns. We talked about it, you know what I'm saying? Some of the older coaches phasing out. See some of these younger coaches coming in and get it done. Look at Mark D over there at OKC and other places. It's time for the new reigns. It's just, you know, how it goes in phases.
You know, it's time to get them old niggas out of here. My fault. Old people out of here.
Everything get younger, bro. Don't get older, bro.
One of my old heads told me a long time ago, only thing he wanted old was a bankroll. I didn't know how I felt about that. I was like,
it's true, though.
I was like, hold on, like, elaborate on how young you talking, brother. Because
just saying, bro.
With consent and age.
Yeah, I was like, you 25 and up, right?
Nah, for sure.
Don't put yourself in that position. MD in the super chat is out of pocket. Says, shout out to y'all for waiting until June to post the Dwight Howard interview. That is crazy.
I meant to put that in the chat yesterday. I said, damn, we did open up Pride Month with Dwight. That was crazy.
Living on the bread.
Oh, that was Malcolm? That's Malcolm Burner in the super chat asking a question?
I'm going crazy.
That's super chat, y'all.
That's Malcolm in the super
Malcolm
chat.
Burner. That's crazy.
Everybody kept, never mind. That's my teammate.
Oh, for sure. Shout out to the pick and roll on the way.
No, it ain't. Just shout out to the LA
court, bro.
The LA team.
Shout out to the LA Riot, man.
The Riot. Y'all niggas put me on the. I mean, y'all dudes put me on the team.
Yeah, shout out to the white man. The fix was in for sure.
The funny part, they said a lot of people are moving around this offseason. They said, Kyle be here and get the trade done.
For sure. We locked in, bro.
All right, one more time before we start the show. Donald Trump in the super chat said, y'all didn't say pause not one time to Dwight Howard. Yeah.
Nah, Dwight Howard, he wasn't going crazy. We just had to slow him down when he got to talking about Diddy.
Yeah.
We had to slow him down.
Did that make the episode?
DJ had to reel him back in.
Yeah, reconsider.
Yeah.
I was dying.
You sure on that subject? You sure? Fuck it.
And let's stop right there. Smart man. Let's move on when you're ahead, for sure. All right, man, let's talk about it. The Pacers rolled to the finals, man. First things first. First round, took care of the Bucks 4-1. Man, I know it's been a while since we've been here, but first, let's talk about the Bucks. So we see a lot of trade speculations going on with Giannis. Obviously, he wants to retool that roster. What do y'all think they can do going forward to make Giannis feel comfortable to stay in Milwaukee?
Well, obviously, Dame being out is a hurdle they're gonna have to get over, and it's probably gonna be a rough year next year. Can't trade him. You can't get anybody in really with all that money on the books. Y'all gonna pay in tax and all that stuff. So I can't imagine that they'll be a good team next year. They're just gonna have to run it back like they are. They might be able to trade Brook Lopez and get something, but other than that, I don't know. Maybe let Bobby Portis go and try, sign and trade him somewhere. Get some young pieces. And I just don't know. I'm not a fan of Milwaukee right now.
Yeah, it's quiet for them.
It's in God's hands, bro. It's up, bro. Whatever Giannis want to do, that's going to determine their future.
Mook said it's in God's hands. That's when you know it's wicked.
Well, I've been singing living on a prayer all day. It's very fitting.
Be up out of there.
You think Giannis is?
Yeah.
I was going to ask y'all, do you think, obviously with him being a seasoned vet, does he have a year to spare? Because next year is pretty much going to be a spare year, realistically, for him. They're not going to have no championship aspirations. We know that's what he want to do. They're limited with rosters and money and space.
I mean, the fact that he got a ring, he got a year to spare, but do you really want to waste a year? Like, if you're honest.
At this point in your life, what's wasting a year? when you're making
He gonna get
$500 million.
Yeah, he gonna get some money. I'm talking about as far as basketball.
I don't.
You should switch to 1-800 Contacts because it's
super easy, so cheap. I save shipping costs.
After you win a championship,
People like him though, they care about shit like this.
Yeah.
He don't.
Us, we like, man, you got 500 million, you already won.
Oh, nigga, I cared.
But him, he want to win rings.
Nah, I didn't care.
Nah, I mean, Mook, I agree with you, bro. I think he do. He ready to slide because he too aggressive in the media. Like, I think he ready to go. You know what I mean? Fight for another one. If you was in the position, not saying you don't care about winning, but you like, shit, this is my city. I'm gonna embrace everything that comes with this shit.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But I be thinking it's cap. You know what I mean? I think it's cap. When people be saying they want the titles and shit, like, you want the title, but you want to win the title on your own.
Nah, that's 100%.
Yeah, you don't want the title, like, no I don't even like
you want.
Yeah, you don't want.
We know what you mean.
You don't want Paul George this time.
Yeah.
Go to 5 different teams trying to win a title.
Yeah.
Like, Giannis is cool.
Cause they put a little smut on your name. When
Yeah. Giannis is happy right now. Like, man, I won a title in Milwaukee.
Cause even KD get a little smut for that, bro.
Yeah.
KD get a lot of smut.
Yeah, he do.
And he one of the best basketball players ever.
On that team.
Yeah.
He still get smutted, bro.
So it's like, Giannis gonna be going. He gonna be a Hall of Famer, all that stuff. But he gonna be truly loved. He truly loved all across the league. But Milwaukee, he can't do no wrong. He gonna be the president, statue, all that stuff. Just ride it out. You seen D Wade, man.
Yeah,
I see D
Wade route.
Yeah.
But you see D Wade left.
Yeah, it wasn't right.
And he ain't look right.
Wasn't right.
He ain't feel right. Paul was like, everything was crazy. He had to.
Man,
get back to
D-Wade played for shit. The Bulls,
Cleveland.
He did rock with Braun. That was He was number 9.
At least he's from Chicago. The Cleveland shit.
Yeah.
But that was more or less the Pat Riley because remember he got him up out of town, gave Tyler Johnson all that bread. Like that's crazy, bro. Like D-Wade should have been the Heat for life, bro.
Yeah, but
it shouldn't even been a conversation.
It shouldn't have been. But that's what I'm saying about Milwaukee. Like, bro, they gonna give you a 5-year, billion, whatever you ask for. You might as well just ride it out. Like, what you really want out of the league? Like, you want to win, you a champion, then you want all the money. And shit, you gonna get all the money.
I think Kawhi Leonard was crazy when he left Toronto after winning the chip.
No.
You would have left?
Yes.
He won a chip. They was about to give him the world, bro.
He wanted to go to LA, bro.
Yeah,
but shit, bro.
He wanted to go to the crib. He want to win one at the crib.
Yeah.
Man, Kawhi just such a different type of person. I can't even tap into that mentality because he was just like, I want to work like that. I want to go and do what I want to.
San Antonio.
Yeah, bro, live in San Diego.
Journey different, bro. I started here.
I'm just saying, bro. You win a chip and leave is crazy.
My bro live in San Diego, bro. He don't even live in LA.
He commute to work.
Still live.
Like,
Get off work. You live in San Diego.
He's a commuter in the NBA, bro. That's crazy. For not living in the city you play in, the league is fire.
He got an apartment downtown, a house in like he just living different, bro.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to him to be able to do whatever you want. I love that. But I would have stayed in Toronto. As soon as we won, I'll stay in Toronto and ask for. I would have took. You remember all that stuff they was gonna give him?
Everything.
I would have took everything and then said I need 5 years, the max. And if y'all don't re-sign me after this 5 years, I'm gonna tell everybody we did illegal stuff. I don't know.
They was like,
y'all have to do. I'm holding a gun to your head.
I wasn't expecting that. I was just saying I agree because his last few years ain't been shit for real.
Everything
So he'd have been
give
cool.
him everything he just said, all of it.
They said free rent.
That extra money.
Like, I need to be here for the rest of my life because
never won.
I'm living in a different country anyway.
Yeah, but y'all know he don't care, bro. He was driving a 2000 Suburban.
That other whips, bro.
That was my man whip.
Yeah. I hate how they just show that one Suburban. Like he didn't have 8 cars.
That was his sentimental value, bro.
My first car, I just kept it, but he got 12 other cars over there.
Silly shits too.
Driving to practice and that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, he's just a different person though. Y'all, that's
an anomaly.
But you got
not a good person too.
No disrespect, but playing in Toronto is a tough. Like playing, it's tough.
It is,
and it's not because the city ain't great or the fans are not great. You in another country and the taxes are high as shit.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's damn near the highest in the league almost. Like it might be the highest. You get damn near double tax. Like I would never.
On 41 games, that sucks.
Yeah. If y'all win in Utah, are y'all gonna stay?
Fuck no.
Man, that's tough right there.
You know what?
5
I've been
years,
watching
350.
At least Toronto.
I've been watching it. Yes. I've been watching that one show.
What?
Where the dude got like 8 wives.
Tapping back into that.
So
TV.
if I was a youngster,
I'm asking basketball.
If I was a youngster on a 5-year, 350 million.
No, if you 28, if you 28.
I'm living by young boy, man. Young boy.
God, my house is
No,
right
so this shit silly.
across the mountain.
But you got hella land.
You got 350 million. It don't matter where you live, bro. We bring a party to you, bro.
Oh, the party will be brought. We all go live together.
Yeah, I don't know how close I'm gonna live to young boy, but he can be like 10, 15 minutes away. I want
to live across. Yo!
If y'all think y'all finna go Utah clown, y'all lost your mind.
I swear to God, I'm clowning.
Clowning anywhere, bro.
350, yeah, I'll make the vibes.
Stop you, bro.
Salt Lake, y'all gonna fall in line. They gonna make y'all fall in line.
No, I got the
They
vibes.
ain't gonna see me.
Never gonna see me, bro.
You think I'm bringing Miami to Salt Lake? What you mean?
All right, 5-year 200. You staying after a chip?
Yes, bro.
Well, it depends where I got other options at.
You gotta start breaking it down.
That's my max.
Yeah, that's your max.
Hey, I'm gonna stay where my max is. It don't matter.
Okay.
But if I got like, I can get 225 from Indiana, I'm gonna go home.
I mean, that's obvious. They give me more bread, and I'd rather live somewhere else.
Yeah. But if I'm getting the same amount of money, like a 5-year 200 and a 5-year 200 from Cleveland and Utah, and I just want to chip in Utah, I'm gonna stay with Utah.
Okay. Not to skip ahead, but that's an interesting point you brought up. Toronto, they're being very, very aggressive this offseason. Sean's got a report. We'll get to it soon, talking about how the NBA might change, especially a lot of moving pieces. But Toronto, they trying to make a play, man. They got B.I., they got RJ, they got, you know what I'm saying, Scotty Barnes and some bread and some picks. They trying to, you know what I'm saying, lure Giannis up there, even possibly a Jaylen Brown. They trying to make something shake up there.
Yeah, but Giannis fit. He from a different country, so like that fit. You know what I mean? Like most of the players that be successful in Toronto, they be kind of like from. I ain't gonna say that Kawhi Leonard was successful, DeMar DeRozan was successful, Kyle Lowry, but Siakam and them, they be from different places, and they Masai, he always recruit like foreigner players, Africans and other kind of players. He make the most out of them up there. Like I'm surprised Dennis Schroeder didn't have a. He played up there, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm surprised he ain't stayed longer. That's like one of his kind of guys.
Yeah. Who would y'all rather see, Giannis or Jaylen Brown up there in Toronto?
Giannis. You might as well just go with the whole big pause, like 1 through 5, everybody can dribble, pass, shoot, and all 7 foot. Be the first team. Like B.I., he ain't 7 foot, but you got B.I., Scotty Barnes, Giannis, RJ Barrett. They all 6'7" up.
They ain't gotta get rid of B.I.
No, RJ gonna have to be gone off.
And then they go get Lonzo.
They actually played pretty good last year.
RJ was hooping last year.
Yeah, if they go get Lonzo, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, they just start this big, tall lineup with Giannis.
Lonzo won't stay healthy because he really is one of the ones, bro.
Yeah, he nice.
Yeah, the way that he play basketball, especially the way he distributes the ball, bro, hell of a guard for sure.
Lonzo is the hurt version of Tyrese Halliburton.
I've seen some comparisons like that, and I ain't mad
somebody
at
said that.
Who would y'all take, him or his brother?
His brother.
I don't know, bro.
What you talking about?
LaMelo don't play serious winning basketball, bro.
Love be him.
He don't. I've never seen him play real basketball yet, bro. He just be having fun, bro.
You ain't see Chino Hills move?
Man, he was playing with Lonzo.
Stop playing.
Bro, Lonzo is...
Monday.com's AI blocks are a total game changer.
Excuse me if I find that hard to believe.
You know that llamas are biologically incapable of lying, right?
If he get in the right situation, bro, he is a championship point guard for real.
I love that. He is, but he ain't his little brother, bro.
Yeah, he's better to me. As a point guard, not player, not a talent. LaMelo more talented. But Lonzo he's a smarter, better player, bro.
Yeah, he's a better basketball player, but he just reminds me of a better. Honestly, he played like Tyrese Halliburton, but really Lonzo like a better Caruso. Like he can guard.
We're never comparing Caruso to LaMelo.
Elmer Fudd.
If y'all,
we talking about somebody that's about to win a chip, bro. We champions. LaMelo never gonna win shit. Oh my God. He's having the time of his life, and I respect it. But he's not playing serious basketball, bro.
Ever.
He's having fun, kicking his feet on threes, bro, throwing off the glass. He's having a good time.
I ain't gonna lie, but if you really think about Lonzo is just a better Caruso. He guard 1 through 5. He never really been a big scorer. He hit occasional threes. He get out in transition.
Bro.
Solid defender. I think he's a much better passer than Caruso for sure.
Yes, bro.
I mean, that's
he's one of the best passers in the NBA.
That's really it, though. That he do like.
Shit, he a point guard.
Yeah, Caruso a point guard too.
Not like that.
Not like that.
He's more like TJ Nash. Caruso's a better TJ Nash.
Nah, that's the role he played for that team. But if you go look at Caruso, bro, he literally do what Lonzo do. Lonzo Lonzo was a good defender, right? He's known for his defense. He was better known for his defense and his passing, and he makes the occasional three. Like, Lonzo don't go to the basket. He don't break nobody down.
I see what you're saying, but him being so much of a better passer than him, just the comparison, I don't see it, bro.
Now you
I
got
get what you're saying, but Lonzo he's way better than him.
like, he really not though.
Yes,
Bro,
Hey, after I seen Caruso switch on centers this postseason, I'm
Because Caruso was on that Chicago team with them.
Respect.
When he got hurt. And now Caruso just got 4 years, $80 million.
Caruso play defense like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
But
Lonzo better, bro.
A point guard, bro, I need him to pass like Lonzo. Bro.
Okay, Lonzo was in LA, right?
3 in assist every year, probably.
Lonzo was in LA. Who you think they love more in LA, Caruso or Lonzo?
Probably freaking Lonzo, bro.
Fucking wrong. The Lakers love Caruso over they love Lonzo ball.
Yeah, they're pissed that they gave him up over and kept THT.
I'm saying if this nigga could stay healthy, bro, he would be. That's not even a conversation,
Just
bro.
keep getting hurt.
Yes, bro.
I'm not, bro. I'm
now,
just saying.
I mean, goddamn, we gotta draw the line somewhere.
It ain't really no disrespect. It ain't, bro.
Caruso nice though.
Yeah, he is, bro.
Lonzo's
Goddamn, though.
He's just different than him.
Lonzo's a pure point
The
guard.
reason y'all look at it like that is because Lonzo was supposed to be that. Like, Caruso came in, Lonzo was the second pick. He had nothing but opportunity to do that. Like, he's supposed to be that good.
But
Like,
he's worth that, bro. He's good, bro.
I'm not saying he's not good, but Caruso is good.
Fault that he got injured, but I'm telling you, like, bro, you know, like, if you had both healthy at 20 years old, you're gonna pick Lonzo Ball
To start your team, you're gonna have Caruso here.
Because he
Niggas, nobody's gonna say come on, Caruso, bro. Let's rock out. I'm gonna give you the keys, bro.
If I had to pick a team, and I know what I know,
to run your team to start
yes, bro.
Not to just plug in a piece.
obviously he really ain't more athletic than Caruso.
Nah, Caruso do got bounce. That's a real thing.
He really ain't more athletic than Caruso.
He do got bounce. I play him playing time. He got a lot of bounce.
He said, I'll see the front.
But look at what we doing, guys.
No, I'm with you. Wholeheartedly. If he was at the mock draft, bro, you got Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso to start your team. You're not picking Alex.
You and this motherfucker acting like Michael Jordan, bro.
Nah, I'm not saying
Acting like Michael Jordan. Relax, bitch. Chill, bro.
Y'all taking Lonzo over Jason Tatum?
Well,
So what the fuck are we talking?
Different though. That's a different.
I'm just saying he got picked over a lot of people in that draft.
Dang, I ain't seen you in a week. My bad, bro.
Philly's out of pocket.
I'm saying right now, today, if I seen Lonzo and Caruso, I'm like, who I'm gonna start my team with? I'm not starting my team with Alex Caruso. Bro.
Right now.
Right today.
Oh, give me Caruso every fucking time. Lonzo can't even play 10 games.
Lonzo
Minus the injury, bro. I'm just saying basketball.
With that knee, you want to pick Lonzo over Caruso?
He got a new one.
Man, y'all crazy as hell.
He's still testing it out. Pause.
Y'all crazy.
What year is this draft? 2017. So let's revisit this draft, which is crazy. Kelly won. Shout out to Magic Johnson for getting Lonzo Ball at 2.
He got picked over De'Aaron Fox.
Josh Jackson at 4 is tough.
Healthy or not, he's never been good as De'Aaron Fox. At his highest, at Lonzo's best
I agree with that.
life, he never been good as De'Aaron Fox. Even in college, he wasn't good as De'Aaron Fox.
I give you that.
He had a lot of hype with him. His pops gassed it up.
No, yeah, I'll give you that.
Jonathan Isaac is sick.
Not everybody else on that list, bro.
Lori Marketing, give me him over
Frank
Lonzo.
Casino.
That's my guy. Give me Lonzo.
Give me Donovan Mitchell over Lonzo.
Yeah, that's different though.
The Pacers draft PJ Leafy.
Give me John Collins over Lonzo.
Pacers did grab Leafy.
Yeah, bro. We had OG Anunoby there, bro. It did not grab. But
The Pacers funny.
I ain't even gonna get on that because we passed it. But that TJ Leaf pick.
What's that Derek White picture?
Give me Derek White over Lonzo. Derek White is a better basketball player than Lonzo Ball.
I give you Derek White. They kind of the same to me. They real simple.
Lonzo never played as good as Derek White.
No, I'll take Derek White, but they play deep.
Like, no. Like, Derek White is like...
Wherever you go, lead the way with precision at every turn. In the GMC Hummer EV.
Wayfair presents sofas and chairs. Find the perfect sofa at the perfect price with hundreds of options under $9.99. Save big on couches that turn into beds.
He's way up here compared to Lonzo.
I'm just saying they.
No, bro. Don't get Lonzo stats, bro. And I like Lonzo. He's about to make me a bad
Derek White and RG3, two people who bullied into better hairstyles. I appreciate that.
What's Lonzo's best year? His best year? Yeah.
2026.
What do you average?
14.6. How many assists?
5.7. Come on, man.
So his best point guard years with the LA.
His best point guard year with LA? 2017, 2018?
Yeah.
10 and 7 rookie year.
Yeah. That's what they
averaged.
That's
12
what
and
they
7
want.
and 12.
I'll take 14 and 6. That ain't bad at all. I'm starting point guard.
What you looking at me for? I'm not backing out my Alex Caruso shit. I don't give a fuck what you looking at me for.
Are we going Alex Caruso stats, please?
Alex Caruso never been a starter. Like a full-time starter. 9-3 was his best year. 9-3 off the bench, bro. No, 10-3. Huh? 10-3 off the pine, bro.
I averaged 7 assists, bro.
I'm giving you D.
Oh wait, that was last year's Bulls too,
and they was
trash. That's nasty. Yeah, that
Derek White, bro.
Yeah,
He was hurt, bro.
that 10 and 3 is nasty, but
Alex Caruso?
Yeah, on that last year's Bulls team.
What do you mean? You gotta think
who on my team with this shit.
You gotta think who you playing with. You playing with DeMar DeRozan, and you playing with Zach LaVine.
Caruso, bro.
See, I can't get jiggy with this shit.
He do the same shit.
For sure.
Well, he averaged what? Lonzo averaged 10 points too. He just had more assists. He gave the ball a little more.
Point guard, more assists. That's what
man.
He said.
That's all I'm saying.
We'll leave this for the super chats.
Caruso, what's your favorite word? Glue guy.
Glue guy.
That's what Lonzo is. Literally,
somewhere else when you said, "What's your favorite word?" I ain't gonna lie.
Literally, Lonzo's a glue guy. He just a better passer. He's a number 2 pick. But I'm saying you're the number 2 pick.
All right, we understand.
If you a motherfucking, you averaging 10 and 5 as a number 2 pick, you really a bust.
Nigga got a nursing home body, bro.
I don't give a fuck. I had the same knee problems. He just decided to do all that.
Yeah, he could have got a new one.
Yeah, I ain't doing all that. But shout out to him. But I'm just saying, if you really being honest, you gonna say he damn near a bust.
But if you know his play style, he's never been a scorer. Bro.
I'm not saying he is. That's why I say he Alex Caruso.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Shit like that. They not gonna score a million points.
I'm not saying they are.
The super chat is gonna go crazy with this. We'll leave that to them. But let's go through here. GDM says, "Here's some ways I can get a beggar desk free move." Shout out to GDM.
Cover it either.
Yeah. That 5 is not enough. We appreciate you, Ken folk.
You gotta spell here the right way too, by the way.
What was GDM?
Let the GDs in the chat.
Yeah, that's some new letters.
It is June. Be respectful. Kobe Lewis in Super Chat said, with the Suns wanted to ask for price KD.
Say something there.
What's the most the Rockets should give up? Is it crazy that KD is still silly for Jabari if he's given a bigger role? Yeah, it is said that the Suns will move on from KD before the draft, so we will see. So I imagine that price is probably cheaper than what it was last year, but it is still Kevin Durant. You can't get him for pennies, but if it's a good price for the Rockets, yeah, of course they got a lot of people that they could expend for him. I ain't mad at it at all. We'll see. All right, Mike Harrison Super Chat says, "Pay Freaky Mike." The answer is no. He gets paid wonderful.
That nigga wrote his own name.
Yeah, man. Mike and all Super Chat.
Mike, you got a V-neck T-shirt on?
What? A jersey.
Oh, it's a jersey. Okay. I say, damn, old school.
If you got a V-neck on, we might need to pay you more. Rough times.
Bruh, be hearing funny, bro. What in the world?
Nasty work. All right, Brandon Williams Super Chat said, "Love the show. What's some serious move my Hornets can make to try to make the playoffs?" Trade LaMelo.
Yeah, Hornets. They down bad.
Actually got some good young talent around that team, though.
They do.
I just don't know, bro.
They need to sprinkle in some quality vets, though. Not like locker room vets, like actually can play vets.
Yeah.
Like an Alex Caruso.
No bullshit.
Listen, you got some consummate professionals in there in a totally different season. K took a step up. Maybe he can do the same for LaMelo. They got some talent for sure.
People just go out there and get hurt, though, bro.
Damn.
People keep getting hurt. Something wrong with New Orleans, bro.
Nah, for sure.
Get well soon to the Charlotte Hornets for sure. All right, Travis Prince said, "Will the Knicks be a better team with Buddy Hield instead of Anunoby?"
No.
I am here to tell you no.
What are they talking about?
If you make that trade, 2K will ban you. They will not let that trade go.
What is he on, bro?
Yeah, get well soon for you, brother. 251 Go says Teague throwing Dwight Lobs to real Stockton Malone. That is crazy.
All right, you got That's the first. That's one. I'm gonna let that one pass. The next motherfucker, y'all gonna get. I'm telling you, I'm a torch.
You were spared. Gordo said, shout out to 520 and my
Well,
dog.
at least you get to be Stockton and not Malone.
Yeah.
That is fair.
I definitely was Stockton.
Yep. Yo, Whoopi Carl.
I definitely was Stockton.
Shout out 520 and my dog Mook been rocking with you since Kentucky days. He ain't biased you to go, bro. Shout out from LA, Pages at 6.
Dog, man, what's up, boy?
Appreciate you, gang.
He?
Showing love.
Man.
Shout out to LA.
That's your homeboy.
Big supporter of the show.
Man, fuck that nigga.
Here we go.
Shout out to him.
All right,
that nigga said support. Nigga, you ain't say the rest of it. Where the fuck me and DJ at? Shout out to Mook and B here.
We just in the 520.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Shout everybody out. Nah, nigga, ain't say his name. Pause.
Please don't actually. I'd rather you not.
Mama named Durr. Call him Durr.
Nasty. Molly Ma on Super Chat says, AT, who got the better all-time highlight package, Vince Carter, Magic, or LeBron?
Pause, because you put Magic in there, but that's crazy.
Yeah, Magic highlight package is insane.
Pause, man.
You gotta be real specific when you say shit like that.
They like they career highlights or something, bro. You cannot say highlight package, bro. That is crazy.
Is that Donald Sterling?
That's 3 random niggas to have, too.
Yeah, like...
Put LeBron highlight package.
Like, why is Magic Johnson in a highlight reel with Vince Carter? Like, bro, that's nasty work, bro.
Picking Vince to be safe.
Nasty work, bro. You gotta clarify.
That is crazy, man.
Why did Magic Johnson? Why was he in there? Like, he wasn't a dunker.
He did that on purpose, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
On purpose.
He jokes like us. Okay.
Yeah, he tries to set the play for sure. Super chat again. Big Z11 said, Jeff, why did NBA 2K do you wrong on the 2K15 trailer? Al Jefferson violated you.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. I ain't. That's 10 years ago. Bro.
I don't know why Jeff would ever be guarding Al Jefferson, but if you got the footage, please send it. Please.
Since we're here, what's the best 2K?
Damn or 9. Who's on the cover of 16?
I like 16 or 17, bro.
I ain't start playing until. I ain't start playing
17 is
until.
fire.
What time I start playing? 20. I ain't start playing till 20.
17 was a year, bro.
Or 20. I know I ain't start playing till 22.
That's when I started.
Nah, 16 is the one. Yeah, I'm rolling with 16. Yeah, 16 was against the triple cover. Yeah, 16 was crazy. I rock with 2K9 heavily because that's when I stopped fucking with NBA Live altogether. But 2K9 was crazy.
I don't know how the actual game was because we just played in the park.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't playing this. KG on the cover. I don't remember that.
Damn.
Damn.
Man, I might have been. Nah, I wasn't playing video games.
For sure.
I
All right,
playing Madden.
Shout out to Madden. K-Dub in the Super Chat said, Caruso and Lonzo, the ultimate glue guy. But Alex, is he one of the best role players in the NBA? And he been on the best contract in the league. He's definitely always been a bargain for sure. Definitely overperforms.
Bro.
Shout out to Caruso. RP Show 1119 says, rank these 1 through 3 from easiest to hardest. Hitting a baseball, Tour de France, 2,000 miles in 2 days, or driving a car at 200 miles per hour.
Oof.
Hitting a baseball is probably the easiest thing on there. Driving a car at 200 miles per hour is probably second.
Oh.
Tour de France, bro, I'm cool.
Yeah, bro. 2,000 miles in 2 days, bro. That is nuts.
Bro, it's professionals who train their whole life for that.
Was going.
Yeah.
I see why he had to lose one, boy. all that motherfucking pressure on your nuts. He had to sacrifice one. He had to put one of the boys on the line. Lance, I ain't mad at you, bro. I got you fucked. That's too much pressure.
Fuck,
But what you sitting on?
Hey, yo.
That's crazy.
That was crazy, bro.
Damn.
2,000 miles.
They was doing that, bro.
Yeah, being in that car, that Indy car, that day, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I'll kill somebody, bro.
200 miles per hour is crazy.
I think it's easier to drive
On the track?
on a track like that for a human being than letting Otani throw a ball at you full speed like
Man,
that.
I respect it, but get in that car.
How to drive cars, bro, at a young age.
That fast?
Yeah.
When you damn near 15, 16, you up there.
No, 200.
200 miles per hour on a
highway.
On a turn.
They learning how to do this shit. Connor Daly, bro, they said he was driving this fast when he was a kid, bro. Practicing and shit. Told us that. So it's different. Otani throwing the ball, nigga, we grown as hell. Otani thought, nigga, you gonna
get out the way?
Yes, bro, you scared as fuck.
Nah, I'm gonna get out the way.
Yeah. I do Tour de France, baseball, in the car, bro. Smart,
I don't know that car shit.
I'm cool, bro. I got in that car, bro.
Large respect for race cars.
So y'all do some tour, car, baseball?
Bro, they shit on themselves during the race, bro. What we doing?
Yeah, bro. Niggas peeing on themselves, bro. You can't.
At least Otani baseball, I can move. That car,
bro. Yeah, I'm cool.
But when we hit that first bid on that turn, I said, "Oh, this is
and my helmet did this." I said, "Nah, I'm straight."
By the time we got back, I said, "Bro, I see the CT setting in, bro."
And what?
Go outside, drive your car to them.
Go hit a curve. Hit a curve going 100. See if that bitch don't fly.
It's gonna fly you all the way to heaven. It's gonna be the last drive you have.
Cool, bro.
For sure. All right, but man, still in the first round, Pacers Bucks. I think one thing that was dope about the series is that we had to deal with Giannis, and he's one of the best players of all time, and definitely right now in the NBA. Hey, man, it prepared us what we got going forward, man. Let's move on. Put belt to ass 41. We don't care about them no way. Oh, yeah, we ain't got to talk about the stats. We took care of business for sure. We can go back to the super chat before we move on to the next round if we want to.
Man, shout out to the Pacers, man, for I mean, they did a good job in that first round against underman. My Milwaukee team, they did what they were supposed to do.
That's what I was about to say. This is my favorite thing about beating the Knicks. They was healthy, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody slander us. We beat a healthy team, bro.
Who they played in the second round?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
They beat another unhealthy team in the second round.
But you know what's crazy? Everybody make excuses of why they lost. Tell me when you win. That's all I want to say. It's always
it ain't an excuse. I'm not disrespecting.
Year after year, we sit niggas home.
They get hostile.
Not the first time we the Bucks home.
Hey, the staff need a raise, bro.
Yeah,
no, the best. I told you, they're the best.
Staff need a raise.
They got the best staff in the world when it comes to medical. For sure.
Everybody on that court.
For sure. They best ever. I played all 82 with them. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is they beat another underman team in the Cleveland Cavaliers. They took care of business like they supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm giving them respect. 4-1. They did what they supposed to do. When you got underman team, you supposed to beat their ass. You ain't supposed to play around with them. And they did that. Now, if they would have went 7 with an underman team, then I've been talking shit. But they beat their ass. Why is Devon Dudley up there?
That is a question.
Like, what are we doing?
Super chat.
I just got hyped, but what are we doing? Like,
AWGC said, "AB head, where the workout video started to look like Devon Dudley." My boy Devon.
Okay, B here.
That
boy look like
Devon, nigga.
Testify.
Hey, that's funny.
That nigga said he started looking like Devon. Who is that? You my favorite person to chat for.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good. I fuck with that one for sure. That's funny as fuck.
That was funny.
Devon, get the table.
509 Block says, "Do you think you would be a great fit at backup PG for this Pacers team?"
Nigga, I would have started. Fuck you talking about?
That's a good question.
What is he talking about? I was taking his spot.
I don't know if you know how this organization ran. You can do it too much.
DJ, who you taking? TJ Nash or Jeff?
I already play
right now.
That's just right now.
I would beat him right now. What are you talking about? Off the couch.
I'm a roll with Jeff because Jeff hit over 3. My nigga TJ Nash be guarding him for the Pacers.
Off the couch. You don't think I could beat?
We gotta get him to a training.
You don't think I could beat him right now?
I'm not a Pacers fan, bro. You know, I was asking the GM.
Who you taking though?
I'm Dr. Umar, bro. I'm gonna take the black guy.
I like him. I like him, but no, bro. He could hell no.
Sure.
No disrespect. I like Nash, whatever his name.
Yeah. Hey, we got to send that shit to you. Tap in.
That is not how Jeff really feel about him.
Yeah, he was my least favorite player in the NBA. Miles told y'all.
You see the stories?
Yeah, he was so sad to me. But he's built a nice career for him. He hustles, he plays hard.
Shout out to TJ Nash, man. Haji 13 in Super Chat said, "Is Zion career over or they just capping on my boy?" Oh, that's all cap. You can see through all that shit. Yeah, that's all bullshit, bro. Yeah, that's some bullshit. But free Zion. I need money in Super Chat said, "Jeffrey, What do you think about Malik Beasley going to the Pacers or Giannis
I don't know,
going
nigga.
to
Don't
Boston?
ever call me no damn Jeffrey. I ain't answering his question.
Yeah, no, I don't want Malik Beasley on my team at all. But shout out to him.
Crazy, bro. That's not Malik Beasley. Nice.
We don't need him. Shout out to Malik Beasley.
Nah,
he is great in Detroit.
Jeffrey is crazy,
bro.
Use that
on me, bro. Malik Beasley. Yes, bro. I ain't mad
I'm
at that.
cool off that.
Yeah, shout out to Malik Beasley.
I keep Benedict Master.
Yeah, stay in Detroit, big dog.
But I'm just saying, if we had to take him, I would.
Yeah, that ain't a bad pickup.
I seen Malik Beasley in the regular season. I seen him in the postseason. I'm good. Shout out to him though. Crumb Daddy 4 says, shout out to y'all. Now, what in the world is Zion doing? When is this man gonna start hooping again? Yeah, he going through some stuff, man. But he'll be all right. He'll be back hooping like he's supposed to for sure. Heavenly Sin says, y'all tripping. Hockey gotta be the hardest sport. It's basically football on ice. Hockey is crazy.
You can't.
Yeah, bro.
You can't even spell hockey, right?
Yeah, you're gonna say, you got lock in.
Listen.
I don't know if that's production team or you, but we're gonna blame you, Heavenly Sin. Oh, it's Malcolm. Oh, Heavenly Sin.
He can't spell. We copy and paste.
Hockey is not the hardest sport because we don't know what the fuck that is. But salute to you, King.
Hockey is pretty difficult to try to do that on some skates.
Yes,
but I feel like you could figure that out. Like,
oh shit, I ain't gonna say that.
You have to know how to skate.
Yeah, but you can figure that out.
And squabble.
You can figure that out.
Oh, ice.
You gotta be gifted though to really be cold.
Nah, you can figure hockey out.
No, I'm talking about to play it, bro. That shit hard, bro.
You gotta run full speed, stop. Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, lacrosse is hard.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
it's like everybody's sport. Just because I know.
I'm not.
Basketball is like that shit. Niggas
Yeah, I'm not saying.
Like how.
I'm saying.
Soon you'll pick up on it.
Yeah, you can pick up hockey pretty quick. You can pick up lacrosse pretty quick. You got good hand-eye coordination. You can pick it up pretty quick.
Hockey or soccer?
Soccer, Soccer is probably easier than hockey.
I play soccer, bro.
Oh.
Over hockey, bro.
The skating aspect makes it harder, but soccer is a hard ass sport.
No, you gotta be able to run and have good agility with soccer. Hockey, you gotta have hand-eye coordination.
I don't know how to
skate.
Yeah.
You gotta hit the puck. You gotta be able to control the puck. It's a difficult sport. Not saying it's not, but like you could pick that up quicker than you could pick up golf.
Yeah, facts. You can pick up hockey better than golf.
Let's go back to the top of this list, please, because this list is crazy.
Like to actually make to make something in golf. Like, have you went out there?
I've done that shit. That shit is not easy, bro.
Well,
niggas talking about picking the ball up and throwing.
I just started throwing that.
So they got boxing as one. Do we agree with this?
Oh, boxing is probably the most. Yeah, you can, and you enter by yourself.
Shout out to Nate Robb, bro. Don't try to play boxing.
That boy got slept.
UFC, you better not get in there.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, all right.
They got hockey second.
Hockey too. Hockey is tough, bro.
ESPN.
Hockey is tough. You gotta skate and do all this shit.
Play football. Only thing about football is somebody do make contact with you, it's over. But
football not hard to play.
I'd be Marvin Harrison.
The football not hard to play.
I don't like physical martial arts so far on the list. I feel like that's more difficult than basketball.
Wrestling
is more difficult than
basketball. You gotta dribble, shoot.
Wrestling is not more difficult than basketball.
They saying, I get how they trying to say it. Like it's more like taxing on the body. These sports,
like that shit's just more dangerous.
Yeah, this is more dangerous sports, more taxing on the body. They're not harder to play. Like football is probably the easiest sport to play. Like you can go get a little kid right now and say, "Hey, when I give you this, run." They gonna try to tackle you.
That's a fact.
It's damn near.
It's just
no offense. It's damn like a dummy game. Like you, for real, you damn near could be dumb and play football.
Depending on the position.
It's the truth. You can though.
The guy.
I can go get a person.
That's literally why they got the water.
Can I say this?
The Water Boy is the perfect movie. He was dumb, and they said,
"How smart could you be to just go run into somebody with your head as hard as you can?"
Y'all gotta clean that up.
It ain't nothing to clean up. It's really a dummy sport. That's why I shouldn't say this, but it's the truth.
Smart to do that, bro. Like, come on.
What's more of a dummy sport, football or wrestling?
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running. That's why at Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wrestling is skill.
Football, bro.
Man, stop.
You gotta have counters.
You gotta have counters and like
football,
motherfuckers.
Literally, just get away from me.
It's crazy.
They are just running into each other in football.
They say
No, they are not,
Yes,
bro.
they are. The defense is.
How many positions it is in football? Y'all crazy?
They all do
That
this.
nigga wrestle. All these niggas is touching on each other for 30 minutes.
What they got to do is be a dumb?
Yeah.
Because that's all you got to do is touch me for 30 minutes.
Nah, what I'm saying.
Let me upside down.
I have to pin you.
bro. That's not.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That's
Oh,
it.
they are literally
A
trying.
quarterback? Are y'all crazy?
Hard position in sports.
Are y'all crazy?
I'm talking about.
But it's a
Football, nigga.
Hold on.
That's a football position.
That's one position. I can. The only
Nigga, wrestling
position.
is neutral. Everybody's the same. Who the strongest?
Quarterback is one.
No,
Everybody else.
You can get beat in wrestling. You don't have to be the strongest.
It's easier to be a fucking quarterback than a fucking
We didn't
wrestler.
say
Y'all
that.
crazy.
I like. He always do that. He like to try to take. Because I can go, like I just said, you can go get anybody right now, and I can get a little kid that's 4 years old, and I can hand him the ball and say, run to that pylon right there, and don't let nobody catch you. And he'll try to
do the same little 4-year-old nigga whoop his ass.
Yeah, and another dude will probably whoop his ass.
Bro, they not just fighting.
You get the wrong 4-year-old, and he beat you on your head.
In the crib, bro. That's just some shit niggas did, bro.
If you fight a wrestler,
I'm not talking about WWE.
No, we're not talking about throwing off the ropes and drop kick. We're talking about with the headgear.
Turn angle.
Yeah, with the beats on.
That's you already got the slow starter kit. Lock in.
Why you think football players got helmets?
They got helmets.
They got helmets. Yeah, because they banging against the wall.
Them damn earmuffs ain't doing shit. Smack a nigga this shit.
Based on IQ, wrestling is the smartest sport. You got to be the smartest to be.
You have to know.
They say in descending order, the smartest sports fans.
He trying to make this. It's for fans, my boy.
It's where reading comes to
wrestling though. We love WWE,
but that's not the wrestling they talk
about.
I just want this list y'all can glance and look at it and just say,
y'all are the football disrespect is crazy.
It's not disrespect, bro. We're not saying they ain't the best athletes or the most talented.
Y'all not. I'm just saying we just talking about the easiest shit. We ain't disrespecting nobody.
Besides track, because track and field actually, I mean, you gotta be gifted, but you don't have to do nothing like. You just gotta run. You gotta be fast. You gotta train. You gotta do all that stuff, but you gotta do that in every sport.
This nigga said.
But football.
Adam Sandler playing Waterboy is an example.
I give you. All right, think about all this. All right, why? I'm gonna be real. Think about, and I ain't no disrespect to this man. No disrespect to this man. Dwayne Staffney, when I was in Guyana, he was stronger, faster. Everybody. He didn't. School wasn't his thing. But you put him on that football field. He was a monster.
I agree.
Think about Jeremy Finch. No disrespect.
Just hit him as hard as you can.
Jeremy Finch was a
fucking
phenomenal football player, bro.
Amazing.
What you think his grades like?
Okay, well, let's look at basketball.
Okay.
This more than basketball.
Yeah, so do we want it? And some yeah.
I'm not talking about.
But what I'm saying is,
shit.
It's
oh no, it's some slow people, but you gotta have a certain kind of IQ to be successful at basketball. You can't.
You can just run through a nigga face,
bro. You can. You gotta have a certain IQ to play basketball. You're not gonna be basketball. Play a professional basketball player.
Some type of IQ on the court. You do.
What I'm telling you, look, it's no disrespect.
A cornerback, a safety, a linebacker.
Yeah, that is
reactionary positions.
Bro, that shit is hard, bro.
I'm saying it ain't hard, bro. It is.
Bro, what I'm saying is, it's real life people that play a whole different sport and then just be like, shit, I gotta make it pro at something, and just like throw my hand in football. Fuck it. There's no other sport where you can just throw your hand in and like, let me see if I can do it. Unless it's track and field, you was that fast.
They literally will take a basketball player because his size, bro. They be like, you ain't make it to the league. Come on, man.
We'll try.
They do that.
Shout out to my boy who played basketball his whole life. That was in OTE and just went to Georgia.
They will not do that in basketball. That's not
big job.
Big job.
Bro, you cannot just come out. Boy, you look like a real athlete. Let's try you in basketball. Man, that boy got out there, can't dribble.
Dennis Rodman.
What you mean? He was skilled though.
He did not hoop.
Skilled, bro.
He was skilled, bro.
Boy, you look all right, boy. Come on here and lock in.
He can guard.
Hall of Fame nigga.
He did hoop.
His beginnings was just different.
Yeah, and he had a growth spurt. He was 5'10". You go 6'8".
He always hooped though. So you just put smut on his name for no reason.
No, he didn't. Dennis Rodman didn't grow up a hooper.
Somebody got somebody.
Yeah, I don't think Ben Wallace did either, bro.
Yeah, he did.
They look crazy.
You see the 30 for 30.
Somebody just made it to the NFL NFL this year got picked up by a team that played basketball, never played football a day in his life.
Yeah, Rico Gallis did it. Baylor played for the Cowboys for a second. Marley Cox, yeah.
Ain't no disrespect.
Antonio Gates, even though he played football a little bit.
I just think it's hard.
You just got to be crazy enough to play football.
Yeah, you got to have that edge for sure. All right, man, back in the super chat.
My fault, yeah. No disrespect to football, though.
Shout out to the football homies for sure. Big Codeine said managers dropped their rebrand. What are you guys' thoughts? Assuming the Orlando Magic, I haven't seen the new fits, but we will look shortly for sure. Good question. Fable in the super chat said NBA hardest sport because 99.9% of people eliminated from birth gotta have height and genetics to even have a chance.
That might be true though.
That's true.
I'm not mad at that.
Could be said about a lot of sports, but definitely basketball for sure.
That's probably the most out of that though. Like you gotta be genetically favored to play basketball.
The level of entry is probably way higher for basketball.
It's like football, you can make yourself strong.
No, I agree with that. I ain't.
You
no,
can't
make that.
yourself
Basketball
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
Most definitely. All right. Deontay Travis in the chat said soccer is really the easiest sport a black person can play. No joke. Y'all are basketball heads, and soccer is the most relatable to soccer. I don't think it's that easy. I think people sleep on how hard soccer is, bro.
Definitely not easy, bro.
I think more black people could definitely tap into that for sure.
Figure it out.
Man, soccer just never was cool in our neighborhood.
That's it.
So like, well, black people started playing soccer, bro. They'd probably be super cold at it.
Athletes.
Bro, but they just who wants to be famous? Like,
It would probably end up like basketball is now.
yeah, if you played overseas, if we grew up overseas, we probably everybody would play soccer, obviously.
Because it's crazy. Overseas, it's a soccer field. They call it football on every corner like it's a basketball here.
It's the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah, it's
Like,
definitely the biggest.
And they do it every World Cup, pretty much, or every time they have something going on in soccer. They say if the U.S. took their best athletes and made them play soccer or developed them to be soccer players, like imagine Dwight Howard as a goalie, bro. Nobody's scoring on him.
Yeah,
like imagine LeBron James being a midfielder, bro. I'm pushing you. There's nothing you can do.
Nothing, bro.
Nah, that footwork in soccer is elite for sure.
Yeah, but we don't realize that they get that much money to now. So now you'll see people playing soccer, but
And like you said, the money aspect from it, it's easy to go play basketball. Soccer's not cheap.
nah.
That's all soccer parents out here. You got tournaments every weekend, cleats, kits.
Yeah.
That shit is
You can
not
just go outside and hoop.
Yes. Ain't nobody just playing pickup soccer. That's tough. Marcus,
Can't even get enough people out there.
yeah, and if it is, it's not quality at all. Marcus Marble in the super chat says football needs quick thinking, play memorization, and strategy. Every position. Basketball is more instinctive. Airbud played basketball. Nigga, Airbud played everything.
Nigga, Airbud played football.
He's the coldest athlete of all time, actually.
What are you talking about? Airbud was a wide receiver.
That nigga said Airbud.
That's funny as
Airbud was a wide receiver. He must have played football.
Hey, I don't want to do this, but go to Airbud to soccer. Y'all got Airbud fucked up. You one of the coldest athletes of all time, bro.
Airbud played football.
Come on, man. Golden receiver, bro. You seen the movie? My boy Airbud had slaps. Tap in. That is funny as shit. Come on, basketball, football, soccer,
football,
baseball,
and volleyball. Airbud had a moment.
7th inning fetch. Hey, Airbud was getting shit off.
Catching the whole football with your mouth is crazy. Airbud was in my head.
Catching a baseball though. Hey, I ain't seen a baseball.
None of these, bro. I just knew about them.
I just seen Airbud ball.
Funny, bro.
They went crazy.
Oh, my.
Catching a baseball though. Hey, I ain't seen a baseball.
Wait, what? Well, look at him. He got a helmet. He got on headphones like the rest of people.
None of these, bro. I just knew about them.
I just watched the basketball.
I just seen Airbud ball. Yeah.
They went crazy.
The baseball's crazy.
Baseball is nuts. Nigga had
That's some Special Olympics shit right there.
The real Otani. Oh, man. All right.
I gave you the keys, but nobody else was playing.
All right, Zay for the super chat says seeing players like Mike Conley, Drew, Al Horford, even to James Johnson. What do y'all think attributes their longevity in the league?
Health.
Staying healthy.
Being healthy.
Knowledge, man.
Being a good person too, though.
Yeah.
Great relationships, being healthy, and being solid vets means the world.
You definitely can't be selfish to play in the league that long, unless you're a superstar.
Yeah.
But like you said, as soon as they feel like they're done with you, you see how they treated some of our goats, man, when it was time for them to be vets. So, yeah, it get tricky for sure. All right, Kushad Ganuis, so make sure I ain't fucking your name up, but correct me if I'm wrong. What's up, y'all boys? I just started watching not too long ago, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I was wondering with the football season approaching, do y'all cover that? NCAA, NFL, God bless. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you. Welcome to the game. Yeah, we will be tapped in for sure. We're going to do our best to cover the football season.
Yeah.
It'll be a good season coming up for sure.
We will be tapping with our dog Zaire.
Yeah.
The he got the stats like John Stockton.
You said you got the padded stats on the tackles?
On the tackles.
You got to call in.
He said he coming to 520 day, the field day.
You got to call in.
Tell him, man, get the pads ready, bro. I'm sick of this shit.
He said he went to Oklahoma drills with whoever.
Yeah, tell him I'm sick of it, bro. Nah, I don't want to put the pads on. I don't want to put the pads on, but I swear I can catch a pass on him. On everything in my heart, I feel I can. Not with no pads, just
catch a pass.
Shorts and t-shirts. You crazy as hell.
But that's what I'm saying. No disrespect to Z. I just don't see him being able to stay in front of this.
Bro, I'm quicker than him, bro. He gonna try. He gonna try to do all that.
Not no small nigga either, bro.
He gonna try.
Huge, bro.
I seen Zaire. He is short little nigga.
Them football niggas is.
He's 5'10".
No disrespect.
Yeah, I said nigga again.
I just don't want Zaire to forget where he at and tackle this thing.
That's what Jamar and them got to be in the stands. Where Tupac at? What was my man name on Bubba Rim?
Definitely gonna crash out.
What was his name on Bubba Rim?
I got my guys there. That's one of my favorite pictures of all time, bro. We're here to grab the strap after losing the game, bro.
Damn, that boy 235, 6 foot. Yeah, you a big boy.
He all muscle too.
Jim,
nah, he can't keep up, bro. What's his 40?
I seen what Deion Sanders' son was doing to boys, bro, and he's nowhere near him, bro.
I seen Zaire
fast,
Derrick Henry the knees, bro, and drop him.
We not talking about tackling.
All right, he talking about just corner the receiver, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see it, bro.
4 or 5. Yeah, he trained for that. So yeah,
I don't see him doing that, bro.
He
just because Jeff is nigga, he's strong too. I don't see him just pushing him.
He ran a 4.6 too. So yeah, I can get by him. Yeah. He ain't moving like that.
He gonna bank on that. He gonna be physical with him. Watch.
He gonna be like, yeah, what's up, nigga?
I see him try to do and I see
what he gonna do.
But I see Jeff.
He not gonna toss
that
him
shit. Not throwing him out the way, but he gonna move his arms out the way.
Talk to him,
bro. These breaks.
He not talking.
I'm about to run a crazy route. I'm gonna route him.
I don't see him.
And then I'm gonna tell whoever the quarterback, just throw it up. His vertical not fucking.
Then you probably can get him.
No, it's green. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see him holding this nigga up at the line. He not holding this nigga.
It ain't gonna be no swim move.
I'm gonna get off the line, bro.
I watched Deion Sanders' son, bro. He was hoeing people, bro, and he is nowhere near him, bro.
He fast though.
But he was just not letting him off the line.
He probably playing some kids.
He's playing some grown men.
Who?
He did good against Antonio Brown.
Oh, they was sad though.
He was guarding him.
Okay, T.
Yeah. I had a 36-inch vertical. He got 38. He a football dude though. That's a fake vertical.
I ain't worried about all that. If you get off the line,
that's a fake vertical.
Fake vertical crazy.
Like they don't jump like that, bro. They do training and stuff. I ain't even training.
In the open field, Zaire running, he gon' bro.
He gonna murder me.
Kill him. But just getting him out. Hell,
nah, let me stop playing with Zaire because Zaire be for real. It's Speed who I really want to go against. I want Speed because he was the one mad.
Oh yeah,
Speed was bad. Zaire laughed with me.
Zaire, but Speed bigger though.
Yeah, he's slow though. He's slow. Look at here, he run 6'9", cone drill, 4'6". Yeah,
that's a strong motherfucker.
He's slow though.
EJ Speed built like Terry Crews.
He do. Speed fast. Speed big as hell. But see, Speed. Speed.
You gonna have a tough time.
Speed don't get no tackles though. So.
Hey, man, get off my dick, man. Speed probably
Shout out to
a
the
little
trenches,
bit
man.
more.
Yeah, you say I can route him.
I don't know about
6'4", 230. He might jam you up, gang.
Nah, I ain't messing with Speed. Speed walked in the house. I said, "Damn, nigga, you play basketball, man. You 6'5". Shit."
My boy used to be a quarterback before he played defense.
Yeah,
oh, for real?
He's an athlete, bro. I don't.
Nah, he is.
Zaire is too, but you getting off the line.
I'll probably do better against Zaire than him though, because he's 6'4".
Yeah, that nigga.
We need to try everybody's sport, bro, so we can see how hard this shit is.
So we gotta really lock in that field.
Matter of fact, where Deion Sanders' son at?
Who?
Tampa.
I'm talking about the one that don't play. I want to route him.
I'm talking about the one that's the one I've been talking about.
Yeah.
Shallow?
No.
I'm talking about Lil Deion.
Lil Deion.
Oh, you want him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get him.
I'm gonna route him. He used to play football though, right?
He don't play no more though. So
I'm gonna route. Yeah, I can route you.
Bro, he been on the couch.
Damn,
right?
a 4-2.
Get him right.
But you gotta see Shallow though.
Nah. Shallow still. He's still playing.
Lil Deion was cold in football too though.
Yeah,
he was just too little.
Lil Deion played and
Deion was cold.
he went somewhere good too.
He was cold, but
he was at SMU.
Yeah. But I can route you.
He don't play no more, bro.
I can route him. I know. But I don't play basketball no more.
I'm talking to be him. I can get him.
No, man.
You don't think I can route him?
Yes, bro. You can get him.
Steez versus Sanders. Line it up. We gotta get it.
Nah, that nigga was alright.
Just that center. Nah, he got big bro, little bro.
Yeah, he was a two-star. I could route him. He was a two-star. He's a two-star.
Shout out to Deion Jr., bro.
I'm cooking Deion Jr. He was a two-star. I'm cooking him. What he ran?
He ran a 4.3.
And he's short.
He's short. 5'7". What are you 5'6"?
I'm way faster than him.
170.
Oh, he's routed.
I'm way faster than him.
170.
That was him in college, though.
Yeah, that means you even worse now because he don't do nothing.
His vertical 27 inches.
He's dead, bro.
I can get him. Deion Jr., you're routed.
Oliver's way better than his, bro.
I'm routing Deion.
Deion and Shiloh pull up. We got
no, not Shiloh.
we gotta have a family.
No, not Shiloh.
Wisconsin, y'all.
With the Shiloh shit.
I could route the quarterback.
Facts.
He's slow.
Yeah, you probably should.
I could route him. Should do it.
Smoke.
Nah, that ain't his position, but I can route him.
Yeah, you might jam him.
Yeah.
Around 4 or 5.
Shiloh?
Yeah,
I ain't.
But he's set though.
He's Bob Sanders, bro. He's a crash out.
Yeah, I'm not messing with Shiloh. I see him guarding.
I gotta put some more respect on these football niggas though. y'all getting crazy.
We not disrespecting him, but I can beat the older son, bro. I swear to God. He cannot guard me.
All right,
we can set this up.
We're gonna line it up for sure.
He cannot guard me.
I like that. I like, look, yeah. And if they will play basketball, we'd definitely beat them. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking.
Football field, bro.
I don't know why I'm talking to crazy.
I don't think you can get around Lil Bobby.
Who?
In football.
We already played flag football with them.
I don't think you can get around.
Bro, we played flag football with them last year.
I will push Bobby on his ass.
This is a new year.
We played flag football with them last year. Him and J.O., bro. I was housing
them.
Lou. Was we not? Throw it up. Just throw. Lou was out there. Achilles hurt.
This year. I know what y'all did last year.
He got more years, bro.
I know.
Matter of fact, get the camera ready.
I know what it's gonna be, but I'm not ready.
Hey, get the camera ready. All right. Who the best DB in Indiana? Lil Mark. Get the camera ready. I'm routing you.
I'll route Lil.
I'm routing Lil Mark. He going to Notre Dame. DB. I'm routing Lil Mark.
The football side. Lil Mark, pull up.
Lil Mark, you know it's all love. They love you too. They got you.
Oh, you know he's our little brother, but I'm about to route him. It's over with. Big Mark.
They try to route the intern,
I can get a catch on him, bro. I can get a catch on Lil Mark, bro.
If he really lock in, bro,
I can get a catch though, bro.
You still fast though.
I'm fast, bro. I can get a catch.
Mook, you ain't that fast no more.
Yes, I am. I know.
Bro, Mook got gut, y'all.
I'm fast though.
I know, but he a little.
Mook got the OG dad belly now.
He a little faster than niggas though.
Nah, I whoop with him every day, bro.
I just don't run.
We got to train for about a month.
I'm telling you, I can.
Look at. Mook got the age where he still think he got it.
I can windmill.
No, you cannot windmill.
I swear to God, I can windmill.
How much you want to bet?
Whatever. I can windmill.
500 today. You go windmill.
I swear to God, I can windmill. I'm about to.
I'll pull a nigga on windmill.
I can windmill. I did it, bro.
When?
I did it probably like a month ago. I can windmill, bro.
Mook, just stretch. You got it today, bro.
I can windmill,
My boy
bro.
said the cash with it.
I got five.
Like a motherfucker, and it wasn't nasty, but I did.
I got 100. He can do it. I think he can do it.
I got 500. He cannot windmill.
All right, bro.
A windmill? Like a real
So
windmill.
what you need a week?
You about a week and a half, bro. I can windmill.
We're going to
It's
full windmill.
It's on wax.
A full
couple days in a row.
A full windmill.
Next Thursday.
See, he's saying full windmill. I can just windmill, bro.
Nah, not the baby. I want.
You want me to get crazy? I can windmill, bro. I can't just
No, that's just called a meal. When you do that, that's a meal.
It's a meal.
It's just a meal. All right, man. Back in the super chat with it. Curtis Kent said, when it's 520 Global coming out, y'all need to do a Nigerian special. Shout out to T being Nigeria. Shout out to my Nigeria.
I want to come out there for shit show for sure. I want to go Legos.
Mumbai episode.
I'm scared to go out there.
Y'all gotta make sure we straight though. We gotta make it back home.
That flight like what, 20 hours? 25 hours?
I got the planes now.
It's a move.
You can lay down, go to sleep.
I mean, I feel that, but I just can't wake up and still be on a plane. That's crazy.
Taking the Spirit flight to Nigeria is probably ain't the best idea, but
they got big seats in the front there.
That's so plain for sure.
Direct flight, 12 to 15 hours.
Shit after that flight, bro.
You gonna look like be here when we do squats, nigga.
Follow me.
That nigga said, "Man, my back about to fall
out my ass."
It's so bad, bro. Damn, I ain't never used this part of my motherfucking body before.
All right, man. Big Crab in the super chat said that's a crazy name. Back to baseball. Hitters don't really see it. 95 outside pitch is too fast. Every cues predict spin and swing based on instinct for regular folks. Hitting that is 99% luck, 1% divine reflex. I agree. You really can't see. You just gotta guess your timing for sure.
You got swing and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think I could just hit one just because I'm stupid. I might just hit it one time.
Yeah, it's the reason why they get paid so much money to do that for sure, man. Shout out to the Cavs. Put belt to ass, y'all. They were undermanned, so we ain't gonna talk about them much. But before we get out of here, the Knicks, you know what I'm saying? We took care of business. We've seen a lot of slander going on already with this team. Scroll just a little bit for me, please. They're saying Sean's has a report already that they plan on being very aggressive this off season.
Damn.
We'll go ahead and roll the
They
clip
was
one
aggressive
time.
last season.
Super.
Right.
But especially the roster. If the last year and a half is any indication, Knicks president Leon Rose has gone out and gotten OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns. I expect him to be just as aggressive this offseason, whether it's a landmark player that you could bring in there or definitely depth on that bench. Tom Thibodeau called it a very important offseason coming up. I do expect them to be very active and aggressive on the roster.
Like, is he gonna play them though?
Like, who is they gonna get though?
I don't know.
Yeah, listen, man, they did a lot last offseason. And to be fair, bro, y'all lost in the conference finals. Y'all didn't lose in the first round. Y'all didn't lose in the second round. Y'all lost in the Eastern Conference Finals.
This got them excited, bro. They like,
You know who they need to go get?
Who?
I was thinking about this the other day. Because my boy's stuck in Portland. Go get Anthony Simons, right? He know how to play with another dominant guard. He didn't play with Dame. He didn't play with all them. Just bring him to New York. Let him cook off the bench. He come in off the bench, even though he a starter. He an NBA starter for sure. But he know how to play that role. And he a bucket.
Yeah.
He a real bucket.
I've seen Orlando have some interest in him as well.
Okay, Orlando thinking about it. That's a good pickup for him too.
He do need to get out of Portland too.
Yeah.
Because he is cold and nobody get to see him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Now the coaching, I don't get it why they were fired Tiz, but a lot of people feel like maybe they should move on. It's like if you go get Def, is he gonna play him anyway? Maybe you got to get a different type of coach to embrace a different culture. Mike Malone, Taylor Jenkins. I think Tibbs keep his job. Y'all think it's a possibility he might be gone?
Nah, he gonna keep that job.
But I feel behind though, because at some point, bro, this is just who Tibbs is, bro.
But
I'm saying, bro, shit.
You can bring any player you want, bro. He not about to play more than 7, 8
y'all know him better than we do.
Yeah.
Shit, if he ain't gonna adapt with the times, you probably have to move on.
But
I
I'm
don't want
saying,
him to lose his job. But
if you put
coach, but
if you only play 8 people, you gotta get 8 people that fit though. So like,
okay,
I ain't mad at you just playing 8 people. I mean, it ain't gonna work throughout the whole season because people get hurt. But if you play 8 people in the playoffs, you gotta make sure you got 8 people that all fit the role you need. Like you need a scoring person off the bench. They didn't have that. Like Miles McBride, he can get you 10, 12 here and there. You need somebody who can get 30
any given night.
Any night. Jalen Brunson having a bad night. When he in the game, I know he about to get 30. I know he about to get 2. They need Anthony Simons.
Yeah, man, I know last year was a different team, but even I saw Alex Burke come in and get buckets. Like you need somebody off the bench who can get their own bucket. Now I've seen a lot of reports saying possibly moving on from Cat, which I think is crazy. They're talking about his defense. Well, you know he didn't play defense when he got here.
Yeah.
He still killed all NBA player.
Bro, Cat was hooping.
That's gonna hurt
That's a
them.
fact.
He was hooping, bro. That game when he had all them points here, bro, he was killing, bro.
He won that game in the fourth quarter. He had 20 in the fourth.
They doing a lot, bro.
That'll put them back at ground zero.
Yeah, they true. But they definitely gotta get another scoring guard. And I mean like a legit scoring guard, not somebody who can have a moment. You need one that legit average 20 points.
Every night you about to kill.
Yeah.
They
try
need
to put all this blame on Cat. That's crazy, bro.
Y'all seen Cam to New York?
Cam Thomas?
Yeah.
He too
He too OD.
Too much for that team.
Yeah, he too much for that though. He can get buckets. Not saying he can't get buckets, but Anthony Simons do it like a respectful get buckets. Like
kind of do it like Jalen Brunson, bro. He hold that.
Yeah.
He not thinking about passing.
Nah.
You see what my boys on last year? Go back to the stats. 24. Yeah.
Nah, he's a killer. No, let's don't get it twisted. He
I
a
looked
killer.
off Kyrie. I looked off KD. I looked off James.
But you got
I was
when I'm saying Anthony Simons can still play with Jalen Brunson. Like he a pump fake, drive it, kick it because he played with Dame. He played with CJ. He still know how to play with other good guards.
Yeah.
Like Cam Thomas. I'm not saying he can't, but they need him, bro.
But he proved that he can. So
yeah, he can. He can play with other guards.
Bucket.
Most definitely. You know what the Pacers do? Mess up other franchises along the way.
That's a fact.
For sure. All right, man, before we got here, MLB scores from yesterday. The Rockies took care of the Marlins 6-4. Yeah.
The Marlins should be rolling over their grave.
Angels defeat the Red Sox 7-6. The Brewers defeat the Reds 3-2. Belt to ass. The Tigers took care of the White Sox 13-1. My lord.